Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another broadcast of the Sports Block, coming to you live from Mustang Stadium. Tonight we got some Monday night football action as the Middle Creek Mustangs face off against the Cary Imps. I'm Matt Kimball. I will be your play-by-play commentator tonight. And next to me I have Anthony Reichman and PJ Bellantoni, and they will be running color commentary for me tonight. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. How about you?
Yeah, we're doing good.
Outstanding. It is a great night for football out here. And the game was moved from Friday due to inclement weather. We had a lot of rain in the area, so our athletic director, Mr. Owens, moved the game to Monday. So here we are, and we're getting ready to have a great night, have a great game. Middle Creek comes into this game 3-2, 2-0 in the Tri-9 Conference, and Cary is 4-1 and 2-1 in the Tri-9 Conference, led by running back DeAndre Henry, who is averaging 102 yards per game, and he's the bulk of their offense. And we're going to see a lot of him tonight.
Yeah, DeAndre Henry, he's got 510 yards on the season, averaging 102 yards per game. And the main goal for Middle Creek tonight is to stop DeAndre from getting past the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be very hard.
Yes, very talented runner.
That's going to be the key for the Mustangs tonight, seeing as Henry gashed them for 171 yards when the teams met last year. Cary won last year's matchup 19-10. It was a very hard-fought game, a very defensive battle, and Cary came out on top. So again, the key is going to be up front in the or down in the trenches. The Mustangs are going to have to control the line of scrimmage.
They're going to have to push.
They're going to have to push, and the Mustangs are led by quarterback David Salmon, who is averaging 232 yards a game throwing, and he's a junior this year, and this is his first year as playing on varsity, and he's come in and he's led this team, and I think he's done a great job so far.
He has done a great job, especially being a junior. The last junior we had as a quarterback was Garrett Leatham, and on the season so far we've only played 5 games, and he's thrown 1,100 yards.
Yeah, and with those 1,100 yards, he also has 11 touchdowns. And he's also ran for 4 scores. He showed his legs in a couple of these games, and he's been showed his mobility, and he's been an excellent fit in this offense. The last week, the Mustangs beat Lee County 42-31 to keep their unblemished record in the Tri-9.
Yeah.
And they're looking solid this year. So we will see as we get ready for kickoff. Mustangs line up to receive the ball, and we're about to get started.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game, a very good game.
Daquan Stewart and Kevin Jones are back deep to receive the kick, as number 36 for Cary gets ready to kick it off.
They line up. Oh, okay. I was gonna say they line up very differently than most teams do.
It's Drew McCarty lining up to kick it off for Cary right now.
And as the kick is on the way.
And the kick is off, and we are started here on some Monday Night Football. Daquan Stewart's going to take it from the 8-yard line. He's going to bring it up, get some good blocks, and is going to take it out to about the 32-yard line. An excellent return by Stewart as the Mustang offense comes out in the field ready to get started. So what are we looking to see here from the Mustangs on offense?
I'm looking for a touchdown. I believe we're going to start off with a run play, to be honest with you.
Yes, they need to establish the run very good in this game and get the run game going more.
Mustangs have a good backfield with led by Naylan Lopez, the junior.
Oh.
The Mustangs line up, empty backfield. Salmon back in the shotgun. Passes to Jones over the middle, and it is going to he is gone. He is gone to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and he's a fast player.
He runs like a 4.2 40. You cannot first play of the game, and we already started off with the score.
And Anthony said we're looking for a touchdown, and we got it on the first play.
It was a very good pass.
And that's the best way to bring Jones into this offense is to run those screens. He's the fastest player one of the fastest players on the Middle Creek team. So when he can take those screen plays he can take them the whole field if he needs to.
And we had a 5 wide receiver spread, so everybody in the coverage was man-man. So that left him wide open, especially being as fast as he is.
Chris Huey for the extra point, and it is good. And the Mustangs go up 7-0 early in the first quarter.
19 seconds into the first quarter.
19 seconds. That's all it took for this Mustang offense to score, and that bodes well for the rest of the game.
Yes. Now I'm very anxious to see how Lee County retaliates after
Cary.
that. I'm sorry, Cary. I'm very anxious to see how Cary retaliates back to see what's gonna happen.
And again, there's contrasting styles down here in the field. Cary runs a offense similar to what we saw against Fuquay, where it's just running based. They're going to run it down their throats, and it works for them. It works very well for them.
And once they get comfortable with the run, they'll start passing.
They will. That's what got us in the Fuquay game. You saw they would run it, get us comfortable, get us up close to the line of scrimmage, and they'd kill us on a deep pass play because we weren't expecting it. So I think that the defense is going to be a little more cautious in this game after learning from their mistakes in the Fuquay game.
Oh, yeah. And
Chris, we'll come back to you in a second,
Okay.
Anthony, as Chris Huey kicks it off, and Cary is deep to receive it. It's going to be number 10 for the Imps, Caleb Glass, and he is going to be stuffed at the 16-yard line. And that was an excellent display by the Middle Creek coverage team to not let him go anywhere. And we're going to see how the Middle Creek defense fares against this high-powered rushing attack that the Imps run.
And, DeAndre Henry, he's coming out now. Well, I'm anxious to see the first play. Are they running it or are they passing it?
I think we're going to see a lot of run out of them right out of the gate. They control the clock.
Actually, they have Jordan Marquise Sherrod Cooper lined up at back.
As he takes it up the middle and gets a couple yards for the Imps. And, so we don't see DeAndre Henry right out of the gate. And that shows they've got Sherrod Cooper back there. And they're deep at the running back position, so they're able to switch it up and spell the running backs whenever they need a rest. So you're not going to have one guy running it all game. And they're going to come out in the I formation backfield, hands it off, and he is stuffed again.
Yes.
He only gets a couple yards. And I did not see who got that hand. That was Sherrod Cooper again.
Yeah, it was.
So Cooper is coming out, and he's taking the first few handoffs for the Imps. So
Which is surprising. I want to know why Henry's not out there right now.
But I guess they have a lot of confidence in Sherrod Cooper, and he's doing a decent job. 3rd and 7 for the Imps. 10:41 to go in the first quarter.
And it looks
Cooper
like
undergone,
yeah,
and it's single back formation, trips left, and 33 goes in motion. And
quarterback's down.
And he tripped, and not a bad snap or anything. He just tripped and fell, and it's going to be 4th down as the Imps punting unit comes out.
They had Cardavian Payne out there as running back on that play.
So still no Henry.
No.
So we will see when they put him in the game as the Imps punting unit comes out.
Is that John Moore deep to recover?
John Moore, one of the many talented Middle Creek receivers.
Yes.
Snap, and he punt is off. And John Moore calls a fair catch. And it's a good punt down to the Middle Creek 45-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, looking to capitalize on their momentum. Capitalize.
Look at that.
Key word right there.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they go to a more conservative approach or whether they're going to keep on burning the Imps downfield. Now, the Imps come into this game only allowing 6.5 points a game. They've shut out 2 of their 5 opponents so far, so their defense is not used to giving up a lot of points.
No.
Salmon lines up.
Devon Johnson's back.
And he's going to, and he gets out of the way of defender. John Moore is open, takes it down the sideline, and gets a good block from Curtis Burston. And Kevin Jones was also out there on the side blocking for him. And, we saw Kevin Jones in the Fuquay game was doing an excellent job of getting out and blocking. So he's not only an outstanding receiver, he can also get out there and block, he's just the full package.
Yeah, that is the full package. Speed, agility, and then you could be able to block as well as catching the ball.
Mustangs running a no huddle here. Devon Johnson to the right of Salmon. As Salmon takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson, who goes up the middle and gets a few yards.
About 5.
And it's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Mustangs. So mixing it up a little, passing and running here. Again, the Mustangs are so dangerous because they can pass the ball and run it so effectively because you've got Devon Johnson and Nayland Lopez both back there.
And we're running no huddle right now.
Yeah, which again, it's a very difficult thing to do. Salmon takes the snap, and the referee's whistle is going to blow. I don't know whether it was a false start or.
I'm interested.
I don't see any flags.
No flags were thrown.
Crocker's over on the sideline conferring with the refs, so I think he was just.
Down. So they were just repeating the down?
Yeah, I think Crocker was just talking to the refs about something. So it's still 2nd and 4. Salmon takes the snap, looking, and he was looking for Jeff Sladek out on the, but he overthrew him by a little bit, which is a problem. Salmon's had a little bit of a problem throwing the deep ball. He tends to overthrow his receivers sometimes. So if he can dial that in, it'll be really hard to stop the Mustang offense, as we still run no huddle, which is not something you see a lot at the high school level.
I honestly never seen Middle Creek run a no huddle.
Yeah, they run it a lot in the Fuquay game, as Johnson takes the snap and he gets stuffed, only gets a yard or so on the play, and it's going to be 4th down for the Mustangs. And Salmon's staying on the offense is staying on the field, and it looks like Crocker's telling them to go for it.
Gutsy call by Coach Crocker.
It is 4th and 4, but the Mustangs, their offense can do it.
But it is so early in the game.
It is.
I mean, if you're willing to risk it,
But you're deep in your opponent's territory. I think it's. And there's going to be a flag. And if that's a false start, then that's going to. Yeah, it is a false start. So. I don't know. Yeah, it looks.
They got a punt now.
No.
Salmon's staying on the field, so Kevin Jones came out, but that's all that changed out there. Is it's 4th and 7. Mustangs are still going for it.
It's another gutsy call.
Yeah, especially 4th and 7 now. It's more yards. You need it. Obviously, Cary's defense is gonna blitz.
Johnson comes out of the backfield, lines up to Salmon's right, in between Moore and Jones. You have Quinton and Burston out to the left.
Five receiver spread. Everybody's going to be man-to-man.
Salmon takes the snap, looks, and just a little miscommunication between him and Quinton Ray on that play. And it's going to be turnover on downs, and Cary's going to get the ball.
On the 29.
So, again, you turn it over on downs, but Cary doesn't get great field position.
No.
So, no harm, no foul.
No, yeah, that's true, but I would honestly play the safe route early in the game, because those mistakes can cost you later in the game.
Yeah.
I agree. As Cary lines up, 2-back set.
It's Cardavian Payne out there.
As he's going to throw, and the pass is defended well by Barakel White. Pass was intended for I can't see Jamal Caesar. So we see the first pass by the Cary offense, and
Caesar on the season so far has only had 57 yards receiving.
Yeah, I get it, because Cary just doesn't throw the ball a lot, so it'll be interesting to see how they incorporate that in their offense. Single back set. Is that Henry in the game?
No, it still looks like Payne.
And
nope,
that is Henry. He's going to take the handoff, and he's going to break a big run, and that's going to get a first down on a 12-yard run by Henry.
And he met a wall of Middle Creek defenders, and that was something that you don't want to meet. So we finally see Henry. Henry is incorporated in the offense, and first time he touches the ball, he breaks it for a first down. 16-yard gain.
They're going to have to check that. If the Mustangs want to succeed tonight on defense, they're going to have to stop Henry. There's no question about that.
And that's the thing, is because I'm pretty sure nobody knew Henry was in the game.
And it's 2-back set, handoff to Henry up the middle, and he is stuffed. So second time he touches the ball, he's going nowhere.
Yeah, again, we have a very good defensive line, especially Josh Banks, who recently committed to Wake Forest.
And he just said it felt right there, and I think he's gonna be real happy up there. So good. Props to Josh for
and Darius Wilkins, another great defensive player.
Yeah, he's got a handful of offers right now, so it'll be interesting to see where he commits to. 2-back set, chase under the center, and he's gonna hand off to Henry again up the middle, and he is met by
Marquise Ward,
and he's going nowhere. Third down for the Imps.
Marquise Ward and Jimmy Boyd on the tackle on that one.
Two of the Mustangs linebackers, because coming into the season, they were replacing a couple guys that graduated, so the linebacking core was fairly new coming into the season. So,
Yeah.
but they've done well. I think they've filled in
as
well.
I recall, last year Jimmy was a defensive lineman.
Yeah, he rotated in it out of that a little. And it's single back set, 3rd and 6 for the Imps. And a fake handoff.
For a pass.
And he's going to pass number 7, complete. And he's going to get a 15-yard gain.
Jackson Gomez on the catch.
Setting up that play action again. That's what happens when you have such a strong running attack like the Cary has. They set it up and executed play action to perfection. So
yeah, and
for a new set of downs.
Middle Creek did get in there quite fast too. So it kind of rushed the throw, which left Gomez wide open.
Yeah, the blitz left him wide open as first down handoff to Henry.
Ooh.
And he almost gets tackled in the backfield by Daquan Stewart, and he's pushed out of bounds.
By Jackson Ryder.
So Stewart almost got him in the backfield for a shoestring tackle, but barely missed him.
And Henry's very athletic, so
he's a shifty guy.
Yeah.
Very fast.
I mean, Stewart is as well, but that's just a hard thing to do, is to grab somebody by their ankles, and especially somebody that muscular and fast.
Yeah, he has some excellent moves. That's what makes him such a prolific running back. As they line up on 2nd and 5, Chase takes it and hands it off, and that looks like Sherrod Cooper is going to take it, gets the first down for the Imps.
Yeah, that was Cooper.
So again, they switched out Henry and give him a little rest.
Cary's running backs, all 3 of them that play the most all have over 100 yards rushing. So it shows diversity out there with the different running backs.
Yeah, it's the danger of having a few good running backs and being able to rotate them out like Middle Creek does with Devon Johnson and Nayland Lopez. Again, it's just being able to rest, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Imps. It's going to pass complete to Henry out of the backfield, and he has got blockers, and he's got the touchdown. He had guys blocking out in front, and he was untouched going into that end zone. And it's going to be 7-6 right now, and pending the extra point. So the Imps come and they drive down the field and score with 5 minutes and 55 seconds to left in the first quarter. And the Cary's kicker comes out looking to tie it up. And so that was a pretty impressive drive.
That was an impressive drive, capitalizing off that turnover.
It was great blocking by the Cary wide receivers and all the other core Cary players.
Yep, which is also another good thing as well.
And the kick is up, and it's good, tying it up 7-7 with 5 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And we're going to go down to our sideline reporter, Taylor Ergel. Take it away, Taylor.
Hey guys, welcome to Mustang Stadium. As everyone knows, it's an extremely important game because if we win, we're conference champs. Cary's only lost to one team, and that is Fuquay Arena, but it looks like, or hopefully we'll come out with a win tonight. Coach Ray is already saying, they need to keep the stress on them. They need to keep pulling, even though they were the first score of the game. Thanks.
Thank you, Taylor, doing an excellent job down there on the sidelines. Like she said, if we win this game, we will be the regular season conference champs because, we beat Fuquay a couple weeks ago. And so we'll have the regular season wrapped up with a win here tonight.
And that's why, Cary's out here trying to take the game, because then we'll be tied. Am I correct? We'll be tied with...
We would be tied at the top of the Trinon.
Fuquay played an excellent game 3 weeks ago.
As Cary gets ready for the kickoff with Jones and Stewart back to receive the kick. Stewart gets it, and it's going to take it from the 14-yard line and takes it up to about the 27.
And it looks like to me that they're singling on Daquan Stewart because they don't want Kevin Jones with that speed to touch the ball.
Yeah, I think they learned that first play of the game about the
nice.
Mustangs.
Yeah, and Stewart also has bursting speed, but I wouldn't want Jones to touch the ball as well.
Yeah, if I were Cary, I wouldn't. So Salmon's going to line up. Devon Johnson is still at running back and trips right. So he hands it off to Johnson, who's going to take it up the middle and is stuffed. Whoop, he looked like he was, he's stuffed, then bounced to the outside, and he was just tackled for a loss. And we haven't seen Nayland Lopez go in there yet, but we saw his, as I say that, he trots out onto the field.
And he does have a bandage wrapped up on his right hand. And I want to know why the bandage is on there. What happened?
I don't think it was too serious, but he was in a little pain in practice before the game. Salmon takes the snap and hands it off to Lopez, who's going to take it around the outside. He's got some blocks, and there's a flag down as Lopez takes it about 9 yards. But there's a flag in the area of holding, and it is a holding
on the offense.
So that's going to negate that run, and it's going to be 2nd and long for the Mustangs.
Yeah, wouldn't it be 3rd and long?
No, they're going to redo the down.
Okay.
So it'd be 2nd.
So, but again, it's shouldn't be too. A long field shouldn't be too much of a problem for the Mustangs with that prolific passing attack. So we'll see how they handle this. It's 2nd and 10. 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first quarter.
It
looks longer than 10.
Yeah, it looks a lot longer than 10. Second
and 20. So it's a little bit longer.
Ball's on the 12-yard line.
Yeah, they got pushed back real far. So it is going to be 2nd and very long. Salmon lines up. Lopez is still in the backfield as Quentin Ray comes in motion. Salmon still trying to figure out the play call, as the play clock is now under 10 seconds, so they're going to have to get the ball off. But Crocker calls a timeout. So timeout by Middle Creek as the play clock winds down. And so 2nd and long, it's just costly mistakes.
Yeah, and it was confusion with the receivers and the running back and even the quarterback. Confusion on what play was being called.
Yeah, they did. There's just a little bit of miscommunication between Crocker and the offense. So we'll see if they can get the play right and try and convert.
Yeah, it looks like the Mustangs are walking back out there now, as well as the Imps.
As we get set to try and convert this 2nd and long. Nayland Lopez is still in the backfield.
As it looks to me, it says 2nd and 24 now.
Yeah, it's 2nd and very, very long.
Got backed up a lot.
Yeah, a few more yards.
Salmon's going to take the snap, and he's going to roll out to the right. Passes over his body, and it is caught in the air by John Moore.
Acrobatic catch right there.
He went up
coverage.
Yeah, he was
heavy
triple, or was he triple or double coverage?
Triple.
It was triple.
And that was a beautiful throw by Salmon. He threw across his body on the run. It was a design rollout, and that was an excellent play by the Mustangs.
And that makes it 3rd and 11 now. We're running a no huddle again.
So it's still 3rd and long, but a lot more reasonable than it was a minute ago as Salmon takes the snap, and he's pressured in the backfield. Gets the throw off to Moore, who drops it. And it's going to bring up 4th down. I don't think Crocker's going to go for it here.
I hope he doesn't. Looks like we're bringing out the punting team.
Yeah, Chris Huey is going to come out to punt the ball away. Not sure if I see Matt Millington because they have a soccer game tonight, so I don't think Millington is here tonight. So Chris Huey is going to be doing all the kicking and punting duties for the Mustangs tonight.
He's back
Number 10.
Number 10.
It's number 10 for Cary. That's Caleb Glass. He's set to receive the punt. Huey gets it off. And it's a good punt, but it's going to go to number 4. It's number 4 for Cary, Chuboy Umedi, who is playing short for the Imps. As the offense comes out around midfield. And still tied up here, 7-7. 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. And it's a great game so far.
It looks like Payne is back in
for the
Imps. I don't see
Henry's out
in
there
as well.
He is.
So Payne and
Henry's lining up at out
receiver.
So we'll see if we see what they do here. And Henry goes in motion. Gonna hand it off up the middle to number 26, Cadavian Payne, and he's gonna go nowhere as the Middle Creek defense stuffs him. And they're doing a great job, apart from a couple of big plays from the Imps. Defense is doing a great job containing the Imps offense right now as Henry's going to come off the field. And it's number 8, Jamal Caesar's going to come in for the Imps. And number Payne is going to stay in as running back. Single back set. 2nd and 8 for the Imps.
We got 2 wide left. Nobody lined up right.
Gets the snap, fakes the handoff, and it's going to go, it's just out of the reach of number 7, Jackson Gomez, for the Imps.
That
Big
was
tight end.
Yeah.
That was excellent coverage by Jimmy Boyd there, not letting the receiver get any room.
No, and it looks like they're bringing Cameron White in, who we last year we heard a lot about Cameron. He was very intense with the sacks and everything, but I haven't heard much about him this season.
Yeah, he's one of our linebackers, and he got a lot of varsity playing time last year, and he returns to lead this linebacking core. Cary comes out, it's 3rd and 8. Creek Crazies are getting loud, and it looks like a timeout by the Imps to try and gather their thoughts. Looks like a little miscommunication. The coach does not look happy. And we are going to take a break for a Cary timeout, and we will be right back. And we are back. It's 3rd and 8 for Cary. Takes the handoff. That's DeAndre Henry coming around from the wide receiver slot in an end around, and he is stopped by Jackson Ryder. It looks like he's just short of the first down. And we saw Henry. He wasn't in the backfield. He actually came out in an end around. And see what they do. It's going to be 4th and short for the Imps. And I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I don't see the quarterback walking off the field.
I don't blame him. Maybe we'll see a little play action here, or maybe just straight up the gut.
Yeah, it could be a quarterback sneak as well.
We will see. 2-back set.
I formation.
It's going to be Payne in the backfield, and they're going to go straight up the middle with Payne, and there looks like
he got it.
It's going to be close.
Close call.
I'm interested to see this call.
And we will see what the call is. It looks like Middle Creek's offense coming out in the field. They may have to measure.
Yeah, they're going to have to measure.
And it was a close run.
That's
depends on what kind of spot they give them.
It could be inches. There
we
go.
They're going to bring out the chains.
They're bringing out the chains as we speak. And these are the calls that make or break defenses.
Yeah, just going to depend on the spot that the ref gave them. And from here, it looks like they. Actually, I can't make the call from here. It looks really close.
It's on
honestly.
an angle from up here.
So we're going to have to see. Is the ref.
They're bringing out the chains.
Yeah, it comes. It's a little delay in bringing out the chains, but they're coming out now, and we're going to see what kind of measurement they're given. And but so far, I think both teams are very evenly matched. I mean, the contrasting styles, but it's the key again is going to be stopping DeAndre Henry. Not just it's going to be short.
It's short. Inches.
So by a matter of inches, it's going to be turnover on downs. And again, we said the key to the game is going to be stopping DeAndre Henry, but as the game goes on, I'm seeing that the key is going to be stopping the Cary's backfield as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole, because like I said, they have 3 running backs, very diverse, all over 100 yards rushing on the season so far.
So Middle Creek's offense is going to come out, try and do a little better than before, and Salmon trots out in the field. It's going to be empty backfield, 3 right.
2 left.
And Devon Johnson's lining up in the receiver slot in this play. Quentin Ray in motion, short pass to Quentin Ray, and it's going to be stopped. He's going nowhere.
Hit by a brick of Cary defenders.
They were about 7 or 8 Cary defenders in the backfield by the time that play was over.
What happened was the guy that followed him through his motion broke through.
Yeah, and there was just a lapse in blocking. And if they're going to make those screen plays work, the key is blocking, especially if they're blitzing. You got to pick that up.
And now it's 2nd and 17.
Yeah, 2nd and long again. Johnson's in the backfield, running no huddle. Another short pass. And Kevin.
Oh, my gosh.
And it was another late hit by Cary. But there was an attempted screen pass over the middle to Kevin. Same type of play we saw earlier that he scored on, but he just dropped it. It's good coverage by the Imps to force the incomplete pass.
What we need to do is go long, especially on this type of play. We can't run the ball at the gut. We need to go long.
Yeah, 3rd and 17. I think we're going to have to see a long pass play.
Yep. Cary doesn't have many people back there, so it's not going to be.
Salmon takes the snap, and he does go long, but it's overthrown.
Way overthrown.
Yeah, it was out of bounds. There's no chance for Jones getting that ball. And the reason we're not seeing too many long throws. I think. I mean, that's something that Salmon struggled with.
Interceptions.
He's been good on those short, quick routes, but when he goes long, that's the one thing that he's been struggling on this year. So I think if we're gonna continue to be as good as we've been, he's got to start making some of those longer throws.
Yeah, and in comes the punt unit. Chris Huey's back there.
Got number 10, Caleb Glass, back to receive. And he barely gets the punt off, but it's going to go way, way up in the air, and it's going to come right back. And that's
At the 35.
Yeah, it was almost back to where he kicked it from. He barely got it off because two Cary defenders got in there and almost blocked it, so he had to be quick and get that punt off. So that was an unfortunate turn of events. And we are going to go down to Taylor Ergel for another sideline report.
Hey guys, Coach Ray is saying that the players are giving up way too much right now, and they're getting out on the field unprepared, and they're going to end up losing the game if they keep acting like this. Back to you guys.
Hand off to Henry as he goes. He's going to break a big run. Breaks about a 12 to 13 yard run and goes to the outside. That was just a breakdown and defending him, and you got to contain him. It's simple as that. You got to contain him.
That's something that is needed to be done, is containing the running game.
He's too quick and too powerful to not be contained like that.
And Cary's got a short field to work with, so we're going to see what they do here.
And with a minute 57 left in the first quarter here.
First quarter's winding down as Chase takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. Looks like Sherrod Cooper's going to take it, and he only gets a few yards on the play. It's going to be second and about 5 or 6.
That defensive line needs to step up. We need more push on the defensive line. The linebackers need to hit the gaps. That's the only way that we're going to stop these running backs from making major plays as this one just happened.
And all the big plays that Henry and the other running backs have broken have been out in the edge. So it's up to the linebackers and safeties who are playing up and defending the edge to stop him as they go up the middle.
That's
and
what we needed to see.
Stopped.
That was a good defensive play.
That was Payne going up the middle for no gain as the defense again. Linebackers stepping up, stopping those gaps, and he had nowhere to go.
So it's 3rd and 5, and Henry's back in the game.
This is 4-down territory for the Imps. So we're gonna see what they choose to do down here.
And
Single back set deep.
It looks to me that they're gonna punch it through the middle.
And Henry's single back. Chase takes the snap, hands it off to Henry, goes out to the edge, sheds one tackler, and he's going to get the first down. And again, we saw Marquise Ward this time break into the backfield, and Henry just sidestepped him easily and broke out to the edge. That was a tough tackle to make for Ward. He barely got it at his feet. So, again, Henry's a shifty guy.
And
a lot of
being
moves.
as agile as he is, we're gonna have to hit him hard. We can't grab him. We gotta hit him.
Yeah. And you gotta. The key with big guys like that, you gotta hit them low, because if you hit them high, those big powerful guys like Henry, they can drag a couple defenders. Take the snap. It's gonna be handoff, and that's Sherrod Cooper again. He's stopped for it looks for a loss a couple yards in that play. And over the past couple plays, Henry has been the effective one, and Sherrod Cooper's been a lot less effective than we saw early on in the game. But I think we may be seeing some pass or play action or something, switching it up as the first quarter comes to an end. And teams will switch sides as we're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. are back for the beginning of the second quarter here at Mustang Stadium. Teams are tied 7-7 and ready for another great quarter of football. Middle Creek has limited the Cary rushing attack for the most part, but DeAndre Henry has been able to break a couple big runs and scored on a reception early on in the first quarter.
And that's what's hurting us is DeAndre Henry. We need to contain him in the backfield or 2 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Cary lines up at the 12. It's play action pass, and it is Chase overthrows his receiver on that play. And again, there's a flag on the play.
Roughing the passer.
And it's going to be on Middle Creek. It's a long penalty. So it's going to be
first down, first and goal.
Yeah, it's going to be a fresh.
They hit him too late. They hit the quarterback way too late.
You got to watch that, especially because they're going to be playing more aggressive, trying to defend the run, and you can't let your aggressiveness get the best of you, especially when they pass. You can't let silly mistakes like roughing the passer. You can't let that happen.
It looks like the ball is going to be brought down to about the 6-yard line.
So again, a very, very short field for the Imps, and should see a few runs up the middle, maybe bump it to the outside a little bit.
I'm 100% positive they're bumping it to the outside on this play because that's where they make their most yards out of is the outside.
I formation, handoff to Henry up the middle, and he's going to be stopped on the 1 yard line.
Who stopped him?
So he went straight up the middle for a good gain. It's going to be second and goal on the 1 yard line, and looking to punch it in here.
And looks like they're pulling out 2 wide receivers and bringing in 2 bigger guys.
Bringing in their tight ends. Their jumbo set, trying to get some more blockers, big bodies in there, and just pound it up the middle. You've got Henry still in there. Ice formation. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, and he's got the touchdown. He dove over the pile, and it's going to be Cary touchdown. They take the lead 13-7.
And Cary capitalized off of that punt from Huey that pretty much went straight up in the air.
Yeah, Middle Creek, I don't know if there was a breakdown in blocking or what, but they let those 2 guys into the backfield on that punt, and that gave Cary excellent field position. They capitalized off of it, and that's Drew McCarty comes out to convert the extra point, and it's good, making it 14-7. Cary leading here, and Mustangs are going to have to come back strong, shake it off.
They need to get it together. They need to sit down and take a deep breath and think about, how much is on the line with this game.
Yes. David Salmon, our quarterback, is most effective on those short routes, run some slant routes. Deep ball is not working so far and hasn't worked this season. So just got to, if you can, keeping not getting in those second and long situations, and just moving it down the field.
It looks like we got Stewart and Jones back, and they switched sides on that one. But I'm still sure that they're going to kick it to Stewart because they want to keep Kevin Jones from touching the ball this whole game.
Yeah, if, like you said earlier, at all costs, I would keep it away from Kevin if I were Cary. So getting ready to kick off here.
And I'm confused at the way that they're lining up right now.
They're all bunched. The coverage team is getting ready to kick it off here. McCarty for the kick. Jones and Stewart are back deep to receive the kick. Fans are getting loud, and the kick is off.
And it goes to Jones.
It is to Jones this time, but it's a low kick.
Oh my God!
And
look at all these late hits.
And he's going to be down at the 20-yard line. And Jones had no chance. He muffed it because it was a little short. I think he mistimed that. So he had no chance to return that one. He's going to be down at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Got a long field ahead of them. 11 minutes and 14 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And again, I think the key for the Mustangs is just going to be using a lot of the short to medium throws.
Yeah. They can't capitalize on the long throws, so you need to find something that you can work with.
Corey Wright takes the hand. Oh, he's not. It's fake handoff to Corey. They're going to run the option to Devin, and Devon Johnson's going to get a good 6 or 7 yards on that play. It was a fake handoff to Corey Wright, and David Salmon took it on the option.
I would like to see what they did, in the first play of the game. That would work really well for them.
I haven't seen the Mustangs run the option, I think, this
Ever.
season at all. So that was fun to see them run it. And David executed it perfectly, and it's going to be 2nd and 5. Handoff to Corey Wright, but he is stuffed in the backfield, and that is going to be number 75 for Cary. That is Tristan Miller, who did an excellent job of he wasn't fooled at all.
So it's
He busted through the offensive line and tackled him for a loss. It's just going to be 3rd and long for the Mustangs.
3rd and 15.
And so
So
again, getting into those 3rd and long situations.
We need to get the ball to Jones. That's my biggest concern right now, is getting the ball to Jones. That's how we're going to capitalize on any type of play, especially with them being as aggressive as they are on defense.
And if you do throw the deep ball, I think Jones is the guy to go to, because if you do overthrow it a little bit, he's fast enough where he can get under it. So Salmon takes it. He is pressured in the backfield by Cary, and it's going to be
Ray that drops it.
incomplete pass, bringing up 4th down, and number 47 for the Imps. That's Anthony. Can't pronounce his last name. I apologize. But number 47 for the Imps, he burst into the backfield and just pressured Salmon, forcing a hurry. He had to hurry the throw. So it was a good play by the Imps defense on that.
I couldn't pronounce his last name.
It's very hard last name to pronounce.
So I apologize, Anthony. As Chris Huey is going to line up for the punt. We have 10 for the Imps. That is Caleb Glass. And it's a good punt by Huey this time. Glass gets it at midfield. He's going to get a block, brings it up. And there was a block in the back by Cary, and that is going to come back. He returned it to the 30-yard line.
They hit Chris Olsen in the back, so
you can't do that. It's just mental errors by the Imps, and that's going to bring it back a good 15 yards. So mental errors on kickoffs.
and that will help out the
or
Mustangs.
punts. That will help them immensely, because the Imps were going to have great field position, so now it's going to move back to midfield, which is still decent field position for the Imps. And 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Mustangs are struggling a little bit on offense here. They got to get something going.
They need to get something. And I think what's hurting them most on defense is Byron Lahart is out with a broken pinky. And he is that safety that nobody wants to be around. He's like Ed Reed of high school.
He is. He's a
No
very
doubt.
talented safety.
One of the many talented players in the Middle Creek defense, DeAndre Henry, is going to line up in the single back set. Chase under center. DeAndre Henry was in motion from the wide receiver slot, and that was Payne that took the handoff. But he had nowhere to go and was stopped in the backfield for a 1-yard loss.
And that's what the Middle Creek defense needed to do, is to stop them in the backfield where they can't get anywhere and they're forced to throw the ball, because our corners and our safeties are very well at protecting the pass.
And on that play, they had Henry lined up as a wide receiver, and they brought him in on a fake end around, and that's a tricky play by the Cary Imps. And play action pass. Chase is going to throw over the middle. Oh! And it was almost
Jackson
intercepted
Ryder.
by Jackson Ryder. That was a pass was attempted.
That was
to number 7, Jackson Gomez, the big tight end, and Jackson Ryder came in there and just broke that pass up.
That's a clutch play that we needed to get this defense
we
going.
did. And something you see on Cary, they have a couple tight ends, but for Middle Creek they don't use tight ends, because we run that spread offense, and you don't see that. And
you don't need a big guy out there.
But Jackson Gomez, the big tight end for the Imps, so crucial to their running game.
And
It's 3rd and long for the Imps.
I'm thinking that they're passing.
I would think
I
so.
would think so.
And it is. Drops back to pass. Pressure by Darius Wilkins.
And he's tackled for a loss.
And that is going nowhere, and it's going to be 4th and 11.
Nah, it's about 4th and 14. 4th and 12, I'm sorry.
Excuse me. 4th and 12. Punting unit is going to come out for the Imps.
And they have a different puncher than they do a kicker. Am I correct?
I still think that's McCarty.
I would look for John Moore to take this one a good well away down the field.
And it's a timeout
Middle Creek.
by Middle Creek. So we are going to take a break. You're listening to the Sports Block, and we'll be right back. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Cary leading the Mustangs 14-7, and it is 4th and 12. Cary is getting ready to punt the ball off. 36, McCarty is getting ready to punt the ball off for the Imps. John Moore is deep to return for the Mustangs.
Now, do you think that Cary would do a trick play and do a fake punt?
Not this early in the game. Whoa! Oh, never mind. He was running out, trying to find a good angle for the punt, and Middle Creek, I think, touched it, but
dove on it.
But luckily, somebody was able to dive on it, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 25-yard line.
Just about, yeah.
So,
and it's kind of unique how I said, don't you think that they're going to run a fake? And they ran something sort of like a fake.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there. Punter did a little rollout action before he got the ball out. So, but again, pinned him back at the 25-yard line. Salmon is in the back. Devon Johnson's in the back, single back set. Salmon takes the snap, and he's going to go. He's trying to hit Jones coming over the middle, but he just put way too much on that ball, and that was just not a very catchable ball.
That's a risky pass in the first place because as many people as they have is just chilling in the middle. Anybody could, grab that ball and take it back.
Yeah, I get, but so it's going to be 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass to Jones. Devon Johnson still in the backfield.
No, we haven't seen much of Rayshawn King.
We haven't. And he's another one of the talented Middle Creek running backs. Salmon takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. He's almost stopped in the backfield, and he's going to take it up the middle. He breaks a couple tackles, and he is going to get about 5 yards in that play. So it was an excellent run by Johnson. He was hit in the backfield, but he shed off a tackler, or a would-be tackler, and it is going to be 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs. Very manageable 4.
Johnson is a big-bodied back where he can break through a wall of defenders and carry him on his back.
No doubt. I think he has about 5 touchdowns on the season because when they get down in the goal line and they need a short yardage guy, he's the guy they go to. And ref blew the whistle, and it's going to be encroachment by the defense. So that's going to move it up, and I believe that's going to make it a Middle Creek 1st down or third and very short.
That's a first.
That is a
1st and 10.
1st and 10
Ball's
after
on the 36.
Yeah, after a Cary mistake. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Middle Creek with a fresh set of downs as Salmon takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson, who goes around the ends, bounces inside, and gets about 3 yards on the play as he is gang tackled by the Cary defense.
And Johnson, being as big-bodied as he is, he can move. He's got some moves on him.
He's a shifty guy, no doubt. And that's something that's emerged for the Middle Creek offense this year. They've been able to use that. They were able to do that last year as well, but doing the 2-back set, being able to switch out Johnson and Lopez and just alternate them, both very talented young players. This Cary's going to blitz, and Salmon completes a pass to John Moore for about 8 for a few yards, and it's going to be 3rd and short.
And that was the first pass we've seen completed since the John Moore pass when he caught it in triple coverage. And, there was a lot of blocks that were picked up on that play to get that pass completed, which is what the Middle Creek offense needs.
Yeah, their running game has been effective enough to where they haven't had to run or they haven't had to pass a lot. So they've been able to have a healthy balance of both pass and run. Salmon's going to take the snap, hands it off to Johnson up the middle, and he's going to break a run, and he's going to get out to about the
45.
Yeah, he's going to get out to about the 45-yard line and now into Cary territory.
You seen right there, Johnson hit that guy, and he just laid him back. And that's what you need to see from this. The whole offense is what they need to do is they need to break the tackles and get through and get what they need to get the first down.
You saw that power by Johnson, and Cary is going to take a timeout right now.
It's different now.
And I think, PJ, you have some first quarter stats for us.
Yes, I do. We see the first down differences in both teams would be Cary has 8 while Middle Creek only has 2 first downs. That's a big difference in first downs. Cary, rushes the ball very well. They rushed it 19 times for 77 yards. They only passed it 3 times for 35 yards. So as well, Middle Creek did the 4 for 10, and they had 93 yards on that with the touchdown. So they've dominated the passing game.
Yeah.
Thank you, PJ, for
Thank
those
you, PJ.
stats. And you saw that first down difference, 8 first downs by Cary to Middle Creek's 2. And that's going to be the difference right now. If you can't move the ball downfield, if you can't pick up first downs, you're not going to be able to score. And that's the difference right now. That's one of the reasons Middle Creek is not even the score up right now. They're still down 14-7, 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the first half as Middle Creek comes out after a Cary timeout, ready to
Get
go
in the end zone.
Yeah, they got to get on the end zone in this drive.
I would like to see Middle Creek do what Cary does with their running game, run it to the outside and kind of break through the tackles, see if they can block as well as Cary does.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of baffled to see why Nealon Lopez has not been out at all this drive.
And Cary's going to get in the backfield.
Kevin Jones.
And pass was intended for Kevin Jones, but he drops it. And Justin Vonelman, number 97 for the Imps, just came, and he was all in Salmon's face on that play, and Salmon did a good job of just getting the ball off and not taking the sack. And you mentioned we haven't seen Lopez running this no huddle. There doesn't leave much room for substitutions.
Yeah.
But I also think part of the reason maybe he may have been having issues with his hand. We saw it was wrapped up earlier, and he looked like he was in some pain when he was warming up. So we'll see how that plays out. Salmon, big pass
Curtis
down the middle to Curtis Burston, down to the 14-yard line for Cary, and that was beautiful pass.
And one thing I have to say is the Creek Crazies aren't too loud tonight. Usually when the Creek Crazies are loud, the Middle Creek offense and defense are hyped up and ready to go.
I agree. Part of that is probably because it's a Monday night game, and not as many people have come out. Devon Johnson takes it up the middle, gets a nice gain on that play.
Late hit.
And we're seeing a lot of that. I think a lot of late hits by Cary, but what are you going to do? The refs aren't. If they don't call it, then.
We have some scores from Friday night's game. We had Fuquay-Varina beating Panther Creek 41-14.
It's a big.
Apex beat Green Hope 22-7. Athens beat Holly Springs 31-28, and Lee County lost to Northside 18-11.
Thank you, PJ.
Thank you. And
Johnson takes it up the middle for a few yards, and it's going to be 3rd and short. Go ahead, Anthony.
And Fuquay's game, that's a big game.
That was huge because
a big game.
Panther Creek that was their first loss on the season.
Yeah.
Or second loss actually on the season.
It was their first loss in the conference.
The first loss in the conference. And Panther Creek, Fuquay. I have the Tron standings here really quick. And I'll give you the Tron standings in a second, but we're going to take a quick break for a Cary timeout, and we'll be back in a second. And we are back And it's going to be 3rd and short for the Mustangs. And right before break, well, we're talking about the Tri-9 standings. Fuquay, Panther Creek, Middle Creek, and Cary are all in the top 4 from 1st to 4th in that order.
Yep.
But Salmon's getting ready to take the snap and looking to pass. And that was just a poor judgment on his part because he threw into double coverage trying to hit John Moore in the end zone, but there was just nothing doing. It's well defended by the Imps.
Could have very easily been picked off.
Yeah, he could have, and that was just a dangerous throw by Salmon trying to force something.
And it looks like Crocker's going for the field goal on 4th and 2.
Conservative call right now.
Which is what we need is conservative calls.
Yeah, just try and get some more points on the board, There's no need to it's better to come away with 3 points than none. So Chris Hughes is going to come out. He's been solid for the Mustangs this year as a kicker. And he's going to try for 3 from about 20 yards out. Kick is up, and
it's good.
It's good, and that's going to – Mustangs are still trailing, but he closes the gap, only down 14-10 now. And Mustangs look good for the most part on that drive. David's just got to make a little better decisions, not trying to force stuff.
And that's what is needed is you can't force plays, especially close to the end zone like that. That's something scary.
That's what it comes down to.
And looking at these standings, Middle Creek's sitting at 3rd in the Tri-9 behind Panther Creek and Fuquay. But with a win tonight, that would put them in 1st with an unblemished 3-0 conference record. Not getting ahead of anything, The game is still, we're down obviously. But if they did win, that would put them ahead in the Tri-9. And if Cary wins, that would make, I guess, a 4-way tie for 1st because Fuquay, Panther Creek, Middle Creek, and Cary would all have one loss in the conference.
That would make
either
a
way,
4-way tie for 1st for conference champions.
So that would make things interesting.
It would.
So Middle Creek's going to come out. Chris Huey ready to kick, and Cary's back to receive.
And there is 5.5 minutes, just under 5.5 minutes left in the first half, and I'm just anxious to see how this game is going to pan out going through the rest of the game.
Huey kicks it off into number 4, Chubi Omedi for Cary. He's going to take it up, and he hurdles a group of players, and he's going to take it out to the 26-yard line for the Imps. That was a little hurdle.
What would amaze me is if he hurdled over everybody.
That would have been a nice play.
If he had stayed on his feet at the end of that hurdle, that would have been.
Yeah.
But Cary's going to come out, and I think we shouldn't see any passes for the most part unless they really need to. But I think they're just going to they should just stay conservative, control the clock, run out the clock as we only have 5 minutes left in the first half. Single back set. Henry's the only back. And it's going to be a pass, and he's sacked by Marquise Ward. Getting in the backfield, the linebacker for Middle Creek.
He was blindsided right there. Quarterback didn't expect that to happen.
Right after I said that, they passed on the first play of the drive. So, maybe that's what they, kind of come out and surprise the Mustangs, but it did not work.
I think every time after we say something's not going to happen, it happens.
The opposite of what we say. I don't know if that's good for us, but single back set for Cary.
And they just pulled Henry out. He's standing over at the sidelines right now.
And hand off to Payne. He's going to go around the edge, and he's going to catch a few blocks, and he breaks a huge run out to the 40-yard line, and he's going to get the first down and then some. And that was just excellent blocking by the Imps on that play. He was untouched until he leveled that last Middle Creek defender, and that's
Jackson Ryder.
Yep. Yeah, it was Jackson. And, again, those edge runs, they just haven't been able to stop them.
Capitalizing big time for Cary as we speak.
Seems like Middle Creek cannot stop the outside runs at all tonight.
Fresh set of downs for the Imps. Henry's back in the backfield. And fumble, but Chase is going to recover it. There's a flag on the play. I'm not sure for what.
Pretty sure it's holding.
False start on the offense. So they're going to take it back a few yards. And it'll be first and 20, I think. First and 15, my bad.
Yep.
Yeah, first and 15. And it's the little mistakes like this which will hurt your team in the long run.
Yep. Yeah, that's probably what caused the fumble in that play, just some miscommunication between the lineman and the quarterback, and it cost them.
Yep.
So Chase is going to come out in the shotgun formation for the first time tonight. He's not lining up under center. Single back to his left, going to pass, rolls out to the right. He's going to pass on the run, but it just hits the dirt. He's trying to hit Jamal Caesar, but there's nothing doing on that play. So
and
like I
mentioned earlier in the segment of the show, he's only hit 42% of his passes, so he's not on the mark where Salmon has hit 52%.
Yeah, and Salmon throws a lot more than Chase does, so he's obviously going to have a lot of incompletions that come with that, but and Salmon has to dial it in a little bit more.
And Chase is 29 for 68 on completions with attempts.
He's going to pass again for the third time in this drive. Dumps it off to Henry, who's going to take it, and he's gone up the sideline to about the Middle Creek 40-yard line.
And I think what the coach of the Cary offense is telling them to do is to get out of bounds because they want to score again to make this lead a little bit more of a margin for the Middle Creek to come back.
No doubt. And, 3 passes on one drive is the most we've seen on any drive so far for the Imps. So they're being very aggressive here. They want to get a big lead going into halftime.
You
line up. Go ahead.
Should look for them to run the ball a lot in this drive right now to try to just rush up the middle.
After they've got a lot of large chunks of yard.
Yep.
Single
They're
back.
They're going to pass again.
Pass.
That's
Caesar, and he's going to get the screen, and he's gobbled up by about 3 Middle Creek defenders after getting 5 yards on the play. So, look into those short screen passes, and he didn't get out of bounds. There's plenty of time, though. You still have 3.5 minutes left in the first half. As Payne trots off the field, and R.J. Banks, number 33, comes on for Cary.
R.J. No, that looks like Henry. That's Henry.
Yeah, Henry's in the backfield, but R.J.
Banks is the fullback, correct?
Yeah, he subbed in as the fullback. And it's a timeout. Crocker's going to take a timeout. And timeout Middle Creek with 3 minutes and 21 seconds to go here in the half. And we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Sports Block, and we'll be right back. And we are back in Mustang Stadium. 3 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 5. Cary ball. Cary is driving, and they've got some momentum right now. They've completed a couple screen passes and a couple long passes. Doing the opposite of what everyone expected them to do, being very aggressive here. But, I think that's Henry in the backfield.
Yes,
as a single back.
False start.
Lots of laundry on the field, and it's going to be a false start on the Imps, and it's going to make it 2nd and 10, right back to where they started.
Which is something that the Middle Creek defense is loving right now, is these false starts, because it is giving them extra time to recuperate and get their mindset in the correct frame, so that this way they can get back there in the backfield and stop the run or the pass.
Yeah, I think that's the 3rd or 4th false start penalty on the Imps, and that's just mental errors. They can't keep doing that. I mean, they've got a high-powered offense, but these mental errors are going to kill them. As Chase lines up under center, R.J. Banks goes in motion, handoff to Henry. Tries to go to the outside. It looks like he's going to be cut off by Daquan Stewart. Is going to get him in the backfield.
And that's
outstanding play.
Something we needed right there was Stewart to get back there and stop this.
The outside runs.
The outside runs is what's hurting us the most, because they capitalize 15 yards, 16 yards on these outside runs.
And Stewart's a safety, so for him to be coming up and being the first responder on that play, an excellent job by him. Shows his athleticism.
Yep.
Playing up close to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 11 for the Imps, and this is a big play because if the Mustangs can stop them here, they can get the ball back.
I'm looking for a pass.
Yeah.
Chase rolls out, and he tries to throw, but it just falls in the dirt as Josh Banks gets to him as he tried to throw, and it's just he had to get rid of it. And Chase is not happy with that.
And this is one of the things that Middle Creek loves, and of course Wake Forest. That's why they're so interested in Josh Banks.
No doubt.
Because he can get through that line, penetrate, and stop the play at any time.
He's a force down there on the line. Him and Darius Wilkins are just outstanding. And McCarty, number 36 for Cary, is getting ready to punt. John Moore back to receive the punt. And McCarty's looking to pin them deep in their own territory. Punt is off, and it's a deep punt. John Moore gets, and he muffs it. Oh my gosh, I think
Middle Creek's.
I don't know who.
There's a lot of wrestling going down in the bottom of that.
Yeah, there's a flag thrown.
It gets ugly down in those piles. You know, I don't know who's gonna come up with that ball. Looks like it's Cary's ball, but
I don't know what that flag was.
I don't either. We're gonna see in a second, but you know. That's just mental
Looks like
error
he's
by
hurt.
Who's hurt?
I think it was no.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was John ending up at the bottom of that pile.
It is Middle Creek ball.
Nice.
And that was John at the bottom of the pile.
I'm glad to see he's all right. But you know, it's mental errors by John. You know, you can't. You know, it's hard. You know, I can sit up here in the booth, but I'm sure it's hard to get a lot harder than it looks to receive a punt, but you can't muff a punt. He's done it a couple times in the past few games, and we can't afford to do that, especially with and Cary's done a great job of covering them. So and it's going to be Middle Creek ball.
And
I don't know what's going on because the refs are conferring, and ref is indicating Middle Creek ball.
I don't know what the foul was,
but they haven't explained the flag right yet.
All right, I guess there was no flag, or
we're just gonna have to see. They're re-kicking.
I think
That's
Crocker chose to re-kick.
And what I'm hearing is that there is an interference on receiving the punt by Cary. So Crocker's calling for a re-kick, which I think is the smart move.
Yep.
So I think John's going to have to dial it in and make sure. He's got to do a good job of covering the punt.
He needs to at least grab the punt and get out of bounds, if anything. We need to get the lead by the time the half comes, because that's what will do Middle Creek good, is having the lead by halftime. We've won all our games by having the lead at halftime.
2 minutes and 23 seconds to go. Middle Creek down 14-10, and Cary's not coming out on the field yet. There's Middle Creek's lined up to receive the re-kick of the punt. Here comes Cary's punting unit, and after some confusion on the last play, it's a flag on Cary for interfering with the punt, and Crocker chose for the re-kick. So we're going to see how they do on this play.
And I'm anxious. Honestly, I'm feeling like they're gonna do that rollout punt this time. I have just a gut feeling that they're gonna do this rollout punt thing.
And Cary was moved back, so they're punting farther back than they were due to the penalty. 4th and 25.
The ball's on the 40 now.
As McCarty gets ready to get set for the punt.
And the rollout punt.
And it's a short punt. And Moore's going to step away from it and let Cary cover it down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, and there's 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first half of this football game here, and I'm ready to see Middle Creek get in the end zone.
Yeah, they got a long field ahead of them. And Devon Johnson is still in the game. Nayland Lopez is still out. I don't know if he's nursing. I assume he's nursing that injured hand, so we'll see how that factors into the rest of the game.
Matter of fact, I do not see Nayland on the sidelines.
And Salmon's going to take the snap. Quick pass to Burston. He's going to take it up the middle. sheds a few tacklers, and he is down, still going.
Burston is a sophomore.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore. And he's showing some strength there, carrying a
Didn't
pile.
get taken down.
And he got a big gain on that. It's going to be a fresh set of downs for Middle Creek, and that was an impressive play by the sophomore.
That was a very, and like you said earlier, Salmon, he capitalizes off the small passes, and maybe that's what we need to focus on right now is the small, short passes.
And you see Nayland Lopez coming back in the game now.
We do. So we'll see how he factors in here. Another pass play. Salmon takes a snap. Quick play to Nayland, who's going to take it up the middle. He's going, and he's down to the 40-yard line on Cary's side of the field. There's a flag.
Just as we said, we haven't seen Nayland. Look who shows up.
There's a flag on the far side of the field. Not sure what that's for, but that was, again, screenplay, and Nayland snagged that out of the air, and he caught it in traffic, and he did a great job to shed some blockers and get a lot of yards after the catch.
And I'm wondering what this penalty is that's being called.
And it looks like it's on Middle Creek because they're moving the ball back.
Is it
It's personal, and it's going to be on Middle Creek, and they're going to
go back
move it right back to where they were. So that's going to negate the big play by Nayland, which is really unfortunate because that was a great screen pass executed to perfection by the Mustangs.
That was an excellent play, and for this to happen, it must kill Nayland to see that, all that running he did right there throws him in the rut.
They just have to do it again, as it's first and 5 right here.
So
lining up at the 44-yard line.
Waiting for the referees to get set.
2nd and 5. Second down now. Nayland still in the backfield. Trips right. Handoff to Nayland, who breaks it outside and gets maybe a yard or two on the play. And Nayland was trying to dance it around, and he was able to avoid getting stopped in the backfield.
Yeah. Which is what's needed. You can't lose any more yards.
And he got stopped out of bounds, which stops the clock, so that's good for the Mustangs right there.
Minute and 34 seconds left in the first half, and I think we should see some passing if we want to score here and get the lead going into halftime. We'll see if Crocker wants to be a little more aggressive.
Going into the halftime, I would hope that they're more aggressive.
Down 14-10. Trips right again. Nayland still in the backfield. Salmon takes the snap and over the middle to John Moore for the long completion, and he spins.
There it is.
He avoids
That's
the
what
tackler.
we needed.
He caught the ball and spun out of reach of a tackler, and number 13, Shy Blue for the Imps, was in the backfield and was about to blindside Salmon, but he did a great job of getting the ball off and having a huge gain to John Moore
and
over
John
the
Moore,
middle.
And John Moore can do so many things when he catches the ball. It's amazing what he can do after he catches the ball.
Yes, that is he, spins, jumps, dives, anything.
Nayland takes the ball up the middle. He's going to be stopped by the Imps at only a couple yards on the run.
And I feel like the Imps are going to be aiming for that right hand on Nayland to stop him from, getting any more yards. They're going to be going after that right hand because, that is tender for him right now.
And the clock is winding down. Almost 50 seconds left. Salmon takes a snap. Going to throw it wide open. John Moore. Oh
my God! Late hit.
That was a clean hit. He was defending the ball, but John Moore is wide open and just dropped the ball. There was nobody around him, and that would have been a touchdown for the Mustangs. And so that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Mustangs. And that's just not something.
That's not something Croc was looking for going into this play right here.
And that was their chance to capitalize for the touchdown before the quarter ended, and they couldn't do it.
I know John's better than that. He's gonna have to shake it off and forget about it. As get ready to go.
And
47 seconds left in the first half. As Salmon takes it, he's gonna pass it over the middle to Quentin Ray, who gets it. And he's trying to get out of bounds, but he's stopped about a yard short of the first down. So it looks like it's going to be 4th and short, and I think this is 4-down territory for the Mustangs right now.
And I honestly would be happy with Middle Creek getting a field goal because it'll tie the game to closer than 4 points.
It's a long field goal, though, from there. So it looks like referee blew his whistle. I'm not sure why, though. Umpire is conferring with the other officials. With 35.6 seconds to go in the first half, Mustangs are driving on. They're on the 25 or the 20-yard line of Cary and looking to score.
I wonder what gloves he got on.
And John Moore, you see him over there. He's thinking, why didn't I catch that ball?
He's just got to forget about it. That's the only thing he can do right now.
Just shake it off.
4th and 3 for the Mustangs. Burston and Ray are out to the left. John Moore and Kevin Jones are out to the right. Nalen's in the backfield, and
I'm thinking they're going to run it. Get out of bounds.
yeah,
That's the best bet for right now.
that would be the safe bet.
Yep, run into the outside like Cary's done all game.
Yeah, that's one thing Cary would do is run it to the outside.
With their talented running backs.
There's Crocker's out in the field talking to the refs, so not sure what he's unhappy about.
Started on ready. 8
So-
seconds off.
All right.
And trying to get the play going here. Little stoppage of time. As the clock is stopped at 26.9 seconds.
What?
27.6.
And they're trying to get the clock right. I think it's supposed to be
What
at
did he say?
27.6.
I think the clock is supposed to be at 27.6 seconds. And I wonder if that's what Crocker was asking him about is the time.
I'm thinking so.
And we're finally getting to the snap of the ball. Salmon takes it, and it's a blitz by Cary. He hits a wide open Curtis Burston, who is tackled
does he
immediately
get the first down?
by number 24, Jermaine Roberson.
He gets the first down, but there's
They got to call timeout.
16 seconds. They had no
Yeah.
more timeouts. We need to get this ball rolling.
The clock is stopped momentarily while they move the chains. 15.6 seconds to go, and the clock is going to roll again. Salmon takes the snap, looking for Jones, and it's incomplete.
I think that was Jones' idea, is to stop the clock.
7.5 seconds. I think they were trying to go for the touchdown. Jones punched the ball up in the air, which I don't think was a smart move because he was asking for an interception on that play.
Yeah.
He should have just knocked it down if he couldn't catch it. So the clock is going to be stopped at 7.5 seconds.
But you know what? Him knocking the ball down will stop the clock and give the Mustangs time to recuperate, get their breath, and score.
You're right. Hopefully. Timeout by Cary. And with 7.5 seconds left to go, Cary takes a timeout as Mustangs are looking to score here, 2nd and 10. And after the incompletion to Jones, I think they're gonna have to go to the end zone on this next play.
Definitely, there's
Yep.
no time
But-
for mistakes.
But we're gonna come back to the action in a moment. We're gonna take a quick break. And we are back. 7.5 seconds left to go in the first half. Mustangs have the ball on the 16-yard line of Cary, looking to score here. 2nd and 10. Salmon takes the snap, looking for an open target. Hits Burston. It's a touchdown.
That's what
Middle
we
Creek
needed.
touchdown. They're going to take the lead 16-14, and that is what we needed.
2.2 seconds left. That was the clutch play that we needed. Thank you, Cary, for that timeout. It got Middle Creek in the right state of mind.
Got him in the zone, and it's an excellent connection. Salmon to Burston over the middle, and that was an excellent snag by Curtis Burston, the sophomore. one of only a couple sophomores on varsity. So that's he's an impressive player.
And to see him spin out of that tackle.
Yeah. And Huey to convert the extra point, and it is good.
That'll give
17-14. Middle Creek leading Cary right now. We have an excellent football game right now. 2.2 seconds left in the first half, and we're in for a great night of football.
Yes, and that's just the way that we needed it, the play to go.
Yeah.
Again, only a couple seconds, only a couple ticks left on the clock, and that'll probably be ran out on the kickoff. As Cary's special teams come out, and Huey coming out ready for the kickoff, and this is what we needed to get the Mustangs going, get the players excited. We needed some life back into this team, and it's exactly what we needed. An excellent drive by the Mustangs.
That was just an excellent execution on that play.
Yep.
Burston being a sophomore, really stepping up right here for the Middle Creek offense. Really helped us out right there.
No doubt. As Huey gets ready for the kickoff, and only a few seconds left on the clock. We're about done with the first half here. The kick is off, and it's a squib kick, and it looks like Payne gets it, and he's going to be tackled at the 41-yard line as the clock runs out. That's the end of the first half. Middle Creek leading 17-14, and we've had an excellent half of football by both teams, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with you for the first half stats. And we're back for some halftime stats here. First half, Cary had 10 first downs to Middle Creek's 9. And Cary's rushing attack, 22 attempts, 89 yards, and only 5 passing attempts for 62 yards. 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns for Cary. They're down 17-14. Middle Creek leading. Middle Creek's only converted 2 out of their 10 third downs. Cary's converted a third of them. They've converted 2 out of 6. And a very, very evenly matched game right now between the Imps and the Mustangs. And we're in for a great second half here. And what do you think of the first half?
It was a very energizing first half. At the end of the first quarter, Middle Creek only converted 2 first downs, so they definitely came back in the second quarter with 7. And then just Curtis Burston, all-around great player. He made that big play to get us the yards and then the touchdown at the most.
I think they looked a lot more impressive in the second quarter than they did in the first. They had that quick scoring drive, the first play, but after that their offense kind of sputtered. And I think in the second quarter, Middle Creek really stepped it up. And Cary's offense has just been, I think, it's been solid over the duration of the first half. They've been running the ball really well, mixing in some passes, and they've just got a really well-balanced offense out there. And it's a really great game right now. The difference is a Chris Huey field goal right now.
Yep.
And both teams looking strong, looking to come out strong. I believe Cary gets the ball second half, so we'll see what they do with it.
And back to what you're saying about, mixing it up with passes. They've only completed 2-3 passes.
I think they've completed a few more of that, but you mean like long passes?
Yeah, well, the one pass that actually really counted was to Henry for the touchdown.
Right. But I think they've been able to mix in some screen plays and stuff to be able to, mix it up and not just being a one-dimensional offense, which is good to see. And we've got a couple minutes left in halftime, and about to get ready for the second half.
I'm excited to see what we got coming.
Me too. And we're going to take a quick break while the rest of the time runs out for halftime, and we'll be right back for the second half of this matchup between Middle Creek and Cary. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to you live from Mustang Stadium. You listen to the Sports Block. We're here with the last minute of halftime. Two teams are warming up, getting ready for the second half. And, we had an exciting first half of football. 17-14, Middle Creek leading right now. And what are you guys expecting from both teams for the second half?
Well, I'm expecting more running. Definitely more running.
By both teams?
Yeah, I definitely want to see more passing, though, because the passing game is basically what defines the whole turnout to the game. You can't just have a game of strictly running. You need passing.
Yeah, I'm looking for Middle Creek to get more running games because their passing game is excellent right now. They've passed in the first half they passed for 197 yards on only 10 attempts. That's
crazy.
That's outstanding. And I'm looking for them to run the ball more. They only have 40 yards rushing throughout the entire first half. So let's look for them to run more.
Yeah, I agree with both of you because I think as the game wears on, they're going to have to eat up more clock, and they've got the backfield to do it. You've got Devon Johnson, you have Nayland Lopez, and sometimes they even bring in Rayshawn King and Corey Wright. They've got four excellent running backs.
Have you seen Ray in there?
I haven't seen much of Ray. I saw Corey a couple plays, but and also I think it was you, Anthony, that was talking about Cary throwing the ball a little more because they didn't throw much in the first half, but if they're gonna stay competitive in this game, I think they're definitely gonna have to throw it more.
Get their pass game going more.
Connor Chase is good enough to do it too.
Yeah,
he's a good quarterback. So.
And we all know that when Crocker went back to that locker room, he drew up a few plays to stop the run game from the outside.
Yeah, I definitely think that was an emphasis going into the second half. You got those stretch plays and the counters going around the edge. That's got to be stopped. And crowd's getting loud. We have Chris Huey's actually getting ready to kick it off. And
it's a booming kick.
Number 10, that's Jamal Caesar. Caleb Glass receives it, and he takes it out all the way to the 38 for Cary. And, looking to, again, continue their success rushing the ball because that's what's worked for them. That's what their offense revolves around, and, that's what I expect to see from them right now.
Yeah, I'm looking for, first off the bat, a nice pass play. We need a pass.
We'll just have to see.
I think they're running the ball doing this formation that they're in right now. I
formation, and it looks like Henry maybe in the backfield. Handoff up the middle to Henry. He takes it to the outside, and he's cut off. Jackson Ryder cuts him off, and that was a touchdown-saving tackle right there as he takes it all the way to the Middle Creek 41-yard line. And that was first play of the game, a big run play. And that was excellent.
And evidently, they're still not able to stop that outside run, but sooner or later they will come to the point where the outside run is just not going to work for them anymore, and they need to get the pass going.
Yep.
And Cary's receivers, since they don't catch a lot of balls, I think they've been schooled in the art of blocking, and they're doing an excellent job blocking on the outside. As DeAndre Henry goes up the middle and just breaks another big 10-yard run, and he's met by a wall of Middle Creek defenders. But they have those big tight ends like number 7 Jackson Gomez, and those wide receivers, making those necessary blocks because you're not going to have an outside running game without bringing in the wide receivers and incorporating them in, and it's just good coaching and making sure they know how to block. And
you're going to have wide receivers that can, get good, powerful blocks on anybody else who's trying to stop them.
That's something new I'm seeing in high school football is tight ends.
Yeah, you only see those a lot with guys like Fuquay and Cary that run the ball a lot, trying to bring in those extra guys that can catch and block. As getting dual back set, handoff up the middle to Henry again, 10-yard,
and he breaks
13-yard run. And that's 3 straight runs by Cary, and they're just eating up huge chunks of field. And I think they've just caught Middle Creek off guard. It's not a good start for the Mustang defense.
Definitely not.
You expected them to give it to Henry often, but you can't let them. You can't give up this much yardage.
Yeah.
And you need to get in the backfield.
I formation, and he's going to hand it to Henry. He takes it, bounces to the outside, and gets about 5 or 6 yards on the play, and keeps on moving.
Middle Creek's biggest concern right now is getting in the backfield. The offensive line is pushing them back, which is opening up gaps for Henry to get through. And him being as agile as he is, he's going to get through it.
No doubt, there's a great job by the offensive lineman to open up those gaps, and against a very skilled Middle Creek line, we got Darius Wilkins and Josh Banks, among others, on the line. A single back set, handoff to Henry, outside handoff, and he's going to be tackled by Daquan Stewart and Barico White on the outside.
And it looks like Josh Banks got in there, but just couldn't get a hold of him.
And again, you had receivers on the outside. Number 4, Chuboy Omedi was on the outside, getting a good block for Henry, and that's just vital for their running game when they bounce it out to the outside. It's going to be 3rd and 1 on the 7.
And this is they're going to punch it in.
They're going to just keep giving it to Henry, and then it's going to keep punching into the run.
It's a winning formula. I mean, there's going to be a measurement, actually. The chain gang is coming out.
Chain gang.
They're going to measure, see if they had enough for the first down.
And
it looks like they did.
Looking where the ball is placed, they don't. I feel like they don't.
I think they did.
Coming way down to the opposite side of the field. And
they got it.
Enough for the first down. So
First and
Cary
goal.
is 1st and goal at the Middle Creek 7-yard line. And if Middle Creek could stop them here, hold them to a field goal, that's about as much as they could ask for right now.
That'd be a huge stop for the Middle Creek.
It would be huge, especially with this potent running game that Cary runs.
Yeah.
9 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
If they could stop them here, then I'm pretty sure it'll put a hurt on their run game, and they don't even have Henry in as we speak.
And that's Payne is in I formation, and maybe we'll see a little play action pass. Nope, they give it to Payne up the middle, and he gets a couple yards on the play.
It's a yard, maybe 2. You can't, that's a hard call.
Yeah.
And when they've given it off to Payne, or especially Payne hasn't been very effective in this game, but every time they hand it off to Henry, he seems to just be explosive on every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, and Henry, he is an explosive player, and he's back in and stuffed.
And he is stuffed. There's about 5 Middle Creek defensive players back, and they just pushed him back. That was an excellent display by the Middle Creek defense. And on the sidelines, we see Matt Millington has arrived from the soccer game, so he's suiting up. And I'm sure Chris Huey's happy to see him. Chris has done an excellent job for the Mustangs tonight, but it's always nice to have a guy that can come in and give you a little break. Single back set for the Imps. And Henry's in the backfield, and they're going to pass. And the pass was intended for number 8, Jamal Caesar, and it was almost intercepted by Jackson Ryder. It was just a poor decision by Connor Chase, trying to force something, and
if
a lot
you look
of
at it,
defenders.
Gomez was wide open in the end zone.
He was.
But, he had his eye on one person and one person only.
Yeah, it's when you stare down a receiver as a quarterback, Jackson Ryder just keyed into that and was able to break up the pass attempt.
And normally, safeties like Jackson Ryder, with the caliber that they have, they're eyeing down the quarterback the whole time. They're watching where his eyes are.
And there is a penalty on this play.
And holding on Cary, so that's going to put them back pretty far. It's going to be 3rd and 22, actually. So 3rd and very long, and it looks like the Mustangs may be able to, if they can stop them on this play. I don't know if the Cary coaches think this is 4-down territory or not, but we'll see what they do on this play. Single back set, crowd is getting rowdy. DeAndre Henry in the backfield, probably looking to pass on this play. RJ Banks goes in motion. Handoff to DeAndre Henry, who is stuffed by Josh Banks. Banks was having none of it, and Henry goes nowhere on that play, so it's going to be 4th and long.
And
looks like a field goal attempt is coming out.
It's going to be a very...
Do you think the kicker has the leg for it?
We'll
like
just
30,
see.
Because
40-yard field goal.
Kickoffs and field goals are different. You don't have people pressuring you at the line.
Right. It is a 40-yard field goal attempt for number 36, McCarty, for Cary. So we'll see how good his leg is. And it looks
Short.
way left and short, and it is no good. So Middle Creek's offense is going to come out in the field. The score is still 17-14, Middle Creek leading. And see what the Mustangs offense can do.
I'm interested, honestly. You know, that's the word I've been using all game. This is an interesting game because this is for the conference championship, and that's all you could be, is interested in what's going to happen.
Yeah, the Mustangs do have very good field position in where they are right now. Passing game is working very good for them. Let's see if they can use that now.
Mustangs back on their own 20-yard line. Salmon back. Looks like Johnson is the single back. Drops back to pass. Short pass to Johnson, and he is gobbled up by the Cary defense. It's going to be a loss on the play. And again, Salmon had to rush the throw because Cary defense was in the backfield in a hurry. And that was maybe a little miscommunication by the offensive line. So it's going to be 2nd and 11 for Middle Creek.
And it's hard to convert a pass like that right at the line of scrimmage because it's hard to get somewhere with that type of pass.
Yeah, Salmon just had to get rid of the ball on that. Johnson's still in the backfield. Salmon takes it, looking to pass. And he's going to hit Burson over the middle, who's streaking down the sideline. And he's going to have the first down and then some, as number 21 for Cary, Anthony Sonier,
and
grabs him by the shoe. And
Kevin Jones set up that block for an extra good 6-7 yards.
And again, Jones coming up big with those blocks. He's showing his versatility. Not only is he fast and got great hands, but, you know, he can block. We see that time and time again from him.
And that's just an all-around good player right there.
Salmon takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Johnson. Scratch that. It's going to be a quarterback keeper as Salmon rolls out and gets about 1 yard on the quarterback keeper. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs, and 2nd and 8, excuse me. So Salmon trying on the quarterback keeper, and he's actually faster than some. You know, he showed his legs against Lee County last week. Got about 50 yards on the ground. So we'll see if he does a little more of that. Pass to Quentin Ray. It was intended for Quentin Ray, but it falls incomplete.
I don't know.
It was a little short.
A little underthrown.
Yeah, a little underthrown.
There's a lot of drop balls going on tonight, though.
Yeah, it's mental errors, you know.
That one key ball that John Moore dropped kind of hurt them at the end right there.
But
put more points on the board.
They did capitalize, so you know, that's the thing that everybody's worried about right now.
That's uncharacteristic of this Middle Creek receiving core. You know, they're usually very solid back there, and it's bobbled snap by Salmon, but he composes himself, and it's a tipped pass by Cary defense. I think that's Sonier again, number 21. Does an excellent job to just get in there. It was intended, I believe, for John Moore over there, but it was a bullet, and Sonier jumped in there, and it was a great play by him.
And it looks like Matt Millington's out there to punt the ball away.
He is suited up quickly.
Yeah.
Coming back from a Middle Creek soccer game. So we'll see Matt Millington get some action for the first time tonight.
I'm wondering if this is going to be a fake.
No, I don't think they would fake it. This in their end zone, their territory.
Yeah. They got to call a timeout. Play clock is running out, and there's going to be penalties. And that was just miscommunication. That's going to push the Mustangs back even further.
They're missing a player on the field.
Yeah.
They were missing Marcus Bullock.
And you know,
here comes Ray King into the game.
Wow.
He's going to be doing some special teams action. You know, Ray, the incredible story, battled leukemia last year and has come back as a part of this Middle Creek squad. So, incredible story.
Yeah, and it looks like he's lined up on the right side.
4th and 13, Millington ready to punt. And it's a low snap, but Millington gets it and is a great punt. Received at the 34 by number 10. He's going to take it, and he's going all the way down to the Middle Creek 30-yard line. And that's Caleb Glass. There's penalties all over the field.
Late hit.
I think he just threw him out of bounds, kind of.
That's looks like it's going to be some late hit penalties on Middle Creek. Yeah, it's personal foul on Middle Creek. It's just
mental mistakes that aren't needed.
Just sloppy errors.
Yeah, just Having a hot head, you can't do that. 1st and 10 for Cary, 5 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the third quarter. And a great field position for the Imps at the 35-yard line, or excuse me, 25-yard line after the penalty.
So the ball is inside the red zone now.
Never mind again. Yeah, it was pushed even further after the penalty, so it's going to be at about the 17-yard line of the deep in Mustang territory.
So, Middle Creek's still running that no huddle.
Yeah, we mentioned that a couple times, but you don't see that a lot at the high school level, and there's penalty flag on Cary. Looks like there's too many men on the field, so it's going to push it back. It's going to be 1st and long.
This is just a penalty-filled game.
It is. A lot of mental mistakes and stupid mistakes by both teams.
And looks like Cary's got their mindset right now, and we'll see what happens when it comes time.
And I formation by Cary, 1st and 15, and Middle Creek jumped off sides. And it's going to put the Imps back. And the referees are conferring there. It may have been on Cary, so we'll just have to see. And it's a false start on Cary. So it's going to push him back again.
And it's now going to be 2nd and 20.
It's still 1st down.
I'm sorry, 1st and 20.
And what was good field position, still good field position, but pushed him back outside of the red zone. And 1st and very long.
Now, if Cary, it looks like they don't have DeAndre Henry back in.
No, it does. They have Sherrod Cooper in the I formation. They're going to hand it off to him. He's going to go up the middle, and he's breaking a big gain, and he's tackled after about a 10-yard run.
But there is a flag on the play.
Another penalty.
Looks in the area of holding or clipping, which is just going to negate that play and push him back again. Holding
on Cary.
And just mental errors. That's 3 flags, and they've within the last 30 seconds.
So
5 minutes and 51 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
And we probably haven't had a start since.
It's going to be back 1st down, 1st down and 20.
Just where they started, pretty much.
Yep. It's been back and forth, and they've been gaining and losing yards all on penalties. I formation again. Sherrod Cooper's the back. It's going to be a pass play. Chase drops back. Screen play to DeAndre Henry.
Almost stays on his feet.
Who does not get much on the play. And it was 1st and 25. Now it's going to be 2nd and not much more. So, we saw a screenplay, but it wasn't very effective.
And Marquise Ward was on the tackle on that one. So, he's just a all-around linebacker. He actually played varsity last year as a sophomore.
I've seen a lot of Marquise this game. He's been all over the place, been in on a lot of tackles as Cary lines up in a single back set, 2nd and 29. As the Chase drops back to pass. Deep pass over the middle to number 8.
Wide open.
Jamal Caesar, and he is wide open, exploiting the zone coverage that Middle Creek was dropped back in. It's still 3rd down, and that's the kind of pass play Cary was looking for. That's what they needed. And that's what they needed to make up for that huge gap that they had.
And they're bringing in R.J. Banks, the
big guy,
the big fullback, along with having DeAndre Henry in there, seeing if they can capitalize and get this 1st down.
3rd and 7. Henry's the lone back. Chase is going to hand it off to him around the outside. Excellent blocking by the Imps, and he's going to be close to the 1st down, but I don't think he's going to get it.
I think he's got short.
And it's going to be interesting to see what the Cary. Looks like Chase is walking off the field to talk to his coach and see if they're going to go for it or whether to go for the field goal.
I think they should just tie this game up and not have to worry about not getting points at all on this drive.
They're going for it.
They're going to go for it. So on 4th and 3, 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Cary is going for it. This is a big play for the Imps.
And they got an I formation, so they're going to run.
It looks like they're going to run right, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle. And it looks like they got it.
Yeah.
I didn't see who the running back was in that play.
It was Henry.
It was Henry. And
they got the first down.
And there's a player down. Looks like it's a Middle Creek player down.
Cameron White?
It is Cameron White. And we're going to take a break for this injury, and we're going to be right back. You listen to the Sports Block. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Sports Block. We took an injury timeout. Cameron White is the player down on the field. He's just cramping. The sports medicine staff is out there stretching him out. Hopefully we can resume play in a minute. But, you know, a couple of weeks ago in the Fuquay game, last time we broadcast, there were a lot of cramps. It was a ridiculous amount of cramps. I've never seen that many a game, but hasn't been a problem lately for the Mustangs. So I think that's just due to good conditioning and getting back into football shape. So, but right now, 4 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Middle Creek is up 17-14 right now, and
it looks like he's up and walking.
He is.
He just needed some water.
First and goal for the Cary Imps.
I noticed the running back, number 32, DeAndre Henry. He has 10 rushes this half already for 65 yards. He is just tearing our defense up.
Yeah.
And they need to stop him pretty soon.
I mean, every time he touches the ball, he's a phenomenal player. You know, he's one of the best running backs in the conference. Middle Creek's used to going up. I mean, you go up against the Carlton Bridges and Ricky Ferguson duo over at Fuquay, one of the best duos in the area. And now you got DeAndre Henry. You know, they just go up against a lot of the best backs.
Yeah.
I formation up the middle, no doing, stopped in his tracks. I think that's Henry again, and he is stopped cold by the Middle Creek defense. Just swum into the ball.
No, that's not Henry. That's Payne.
My fault.
No. That's sorry. What's
Sherrod Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper.
And as Cooper trots off the field, you know, this half, Sherrod Cooper and Payne. Sorry. Sherrod Cooper and Payne have been just instant. They haven't been able to do anything against this Middle Creek defense. It's been all Henry. Again, I formation, which Cary has loved to line up in this half. Handoff, fake handoff, play action pass, rollout, and pass is complete to R.J. Banks, the big guy who rumbles in for the touchdown. And Cary is going to go up.
And R.J. Banks kind of reminds me of John Connor from the New York Jets, the fullback. He is a big dude.
And he can block very well.
Yes, and you've seen a lot of that from R.J. Banks tonight.
Yeah, he's lined up. He's kind of played a fullback, tight end sort of role, just doing a lot of the blocking duties and opening those holes for Henry. Now he gets a little glory for himself scoring on that play. So Cary's looking to go up 21-17, pending the extra point here by number 36, McCarty. Drew McCarty. And the extra point is good. Cary is going to go up 21-17 here after a solid drive, a penalty-laden drive by the Imps. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. we're back here after the Cary touchdown puts them up 21-17 with 3 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. Drew McCarty getting ready to kick off for the Imps. The tandem of Daquan Stewart and Kevin Jones back to receive. And we'll see, again, who they kick it to.
And it looks like Cary's fan section's over there is getting pretty loud.
It's the first time we've really heard anything from them
Haven't
tonight.
heard them at all.
As it's a short kick. Stewart's going to run up to receive it and takes it from the 20-yard line. He's going to cut across the field, and he is going to take it all the way to the 45-yard line. That was
Great return.
That's what we needed. That's what Middle Creek needed to start this drive. Great field position. They got to capitalize on this.
And you've seen Kevin Jones get out there and make a block again.
He's all over the field using his speed to get up and make a difference.
So we got the first down and fresh set of downs, and we're ready to go.
And we see Corey Wright is out there now next to David Salmon. As Devon Johnson comes out for one of the few times tonight. Wright's going to get some action. His handoff. Oh, quarterback keeper. David Salmon's going to take it up the middle. 5-yard gain for the Mustangs. And he's a tough kid. You know, he took it up, put his shoulder down, and ran straight into the heart of that Cary defense.
And that's what you need to see from a lot of quarterbacks these days. That's you know, especially since he's going to be back next year.
And Corey Wright's been a great addition to this Middle Creek offense. He transferred from Apex this year, and he's been a great addition. He takes it up the middle, and he's going to break a huge gain.
Oh,
he's going to go all the way to the 37-yard line. Excuse me, 34-yard line for down in Cary territory. And 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Middle Creek's down by 4, but they're driving.
And Corey Wright, you know, I honestly don't know much about him, but from that play and from this play going ahead right now, he's got some moves on him.
He stopped short for no gain, and Cary defense was having none of that. Wright's going to come out, and Nayland Lopez is back into the game.
Now, I honestly, we haven't seen Ray King more than just special teams, and I'm looking forward to seeing him get put in there as running back.
No doubt. And Crocker's opted to go to more. He's leaning more on Johnson for this game than he has Lopez, but it's been just as effective. That shows the depth that they had. They're both equally as good, and they're being very effective right now. Salmon drops back to pass to John Moore, and he drops it. Another drop pass by John Moore. Another one he should have caught, and that was 3rd and 10.
I don't know what's going on tonight. It looks like he's limping over there.
Yeah, you know,
He's got to just shake it off and just catch the next one.
And it's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Mustangs on the Cary 34-yard line. Nayland in the backfield. Salmon drops back to pass. He's got Moore over the middle. Gets Jones, and Jones is going to get the first down, and there's laundry all over the field. Like Anthony said, it's going to be a face mask, which is only going to put the Middle Creek Mustangs in even better field position.
Looks like a Cary player is down.
Cary player is down. Not something you ever like to see. So we're going to take an injury timeout. We'll return in a moment. You're listening to the Sports Block. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, after the injury timeout. The down player was number 21, Anthony Sonier, defensive back for the Imps. And I don't know what the injury was, but he got up and he walked off the field under his own power, which you always like to see. So I wish him well, and I hope he's all right. Minute 35 left in the third quarter. Middle Creek trailing 21-17. They're driving though. They're down on the Imps 10-yard line and looking to score, knocking on the door down there.
Yeah, and this is a big turnout right here. They need to convert.
Wright's in the backfield. Salmon takes a snap. Wright with a big block. Burston catches it. Looks to score, and he's in the end zone.
It's 2 touchdowns on the night for Curtis Burston.
Excellent play. James Ferguson came up with a big block. The big offensive lineman got in front of him and set up the great screenplay for Curtis Burston's second touchdown catch of the night. He's been a huge force in this Middle Creek passing game. And Middle Creek's going to regain the lead, looking to go up 24-21 after this extra point. Chris Hugh is going to take the extra point, as he's been doing all night. Low snap, kick is up, and it is good, splitting the uprights.
Booming kick.
And Middle Creek is going to go up 24-21. Still a very close game right here. Both teams are evenly matched, and we're having a great night of football right here, and it's an exciting game.
And you got to remember, we still got another 12-minute quarter left to play.
And Curtis Burston, being only a sophomore, as good as he is, he still has 2 years to develop. And
he's got a bright future here at Middle Creek.
Very
definitely.
bright future.
Still got another year with David Salmon, our junior quarterback, he's only a junior. He's only going to get better as time goes on, only going to get better with experience. Again, he's only played 5 games of varsity football, but I think he's learned a lot, and I'm seeing him improve every game that goes on.
Every play he's improving.
And getting ready for the kickoff after the Middle Creek touchdown. A minute 23 here in the left in the third quarter. Middle Creek up 24-21 as Matt Millington is out to handle the kickoff duties. We've seen Chris Huey doing that most of the night, but now Millington's out after he had the punt a little while ago. Go ahead, PJ.
All right, we have another score update from the Garner game. Garner is beating. They were winning their game 54-0.
Wow.
That is a
deep kick.
Key game.
As Caleb Glass returns it from his own end zone, and he's going to huge return. He breaks a few tackles. He's going, and he is stopped or breaks a tackle. Oh my gosh.
Took it all the way back.
Wow. Looked like Millington was going to stop him, but he just took it all the way from his own end zone, too. I mean, that was a huge return for the Imps.
99-yard return.
Was there a flag down there? I thought I saw the referee throw a flag.
I don't see any flags on the play. So, in another momentum swing, Cary's going to regain the lead with 1:05 left to go in the third quarter, and a handful of lead changes in only a matter of minutes. This is a
matter of
intense
seconds.
game. Drew McCarty comes onto the field to get the extra point, and Middle Creek's trying to get some players onto the field to defend this kick. Kick is up, and it is good. So Cary is going to go back up 28-24, and
that was a big.
That's huge.
Yeah, that was a big return. 99 yards.
And Glass is over there gasping for air, man. That'll take a lot out of a player.
That was an intense run right there.
So
the team that Garner was beating was East Wake, 54-0.
East Wake. That's Garner has been so impressive this year. They beat us a couple weeks ago at Garner, and they're just right now they're the best team in the area, and they've been dominating. And that's the only word I can think of to use.
Yeah, very dominating.
Juwan Moy, one of the best players in the area.
He's McFarley.
He's just a great all-around team. Drew McCarty is going to come out once again.
And if they kick the ball to Kevin Jones got vengeance in his eyes now. He needs the payback.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. He's got the speed,
He's got the talent.
Just a matter of the blocking out front of him.
This kicking format really throws off our Middle Creek return team, because you see them move around
Yeah, they do move around a lot.
I don't even know what kind of kickoff formation that is.
So, we got the Creek Crazies loud over here.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Anthony, they haven't been as loud as in past games, but I finally get into it. Kickoff is fielded by Kevin Jones at the 10-yard line, and he's going to take it. He's taking it up the middle, and he's going to take it all the way out.
Now,
to
did
the
you see that block by
line.
Josh Banks?
That was a nice block. I saw that.
That was a big hit.
That was a nice
He
block.
leveled the guy.
He's a big dude.
Another reason why he is a Wake Forest commit.
He's definitely one of the best defensive players in the conference, and it's a conference laden with defensive talent, so that's saying a lot. With under a minute to play here in the third quarter, 56 seconds to go. Salmon lines up, hands it off to Devon Johnson, who is just drilled, and he's tackled in the backfield for a loss of 2 yards.
Yeah, and we seen Corey Wright in there at that last possession, and he definitely held his own on that last possession we had.
Definitely. Salmon's going to take the snap, looking right, left, and he hits Burston, who tries to juke out some defenders. But
And it looks to me that Burston is one of his favorite receivers tonight.
definitely, he's already hit him twice for touchdown passes, and he hits him again to make it for another great gain.
Seems like he's been one of the most consistent receivers for this Middle Creek Mustang team.
Especially tonight.
And there's going to be a penalty on the. We didn't see it. It's on the far side of the field, and it's going to move back. So penalty on Middle Creek. Not sure what it was, but it's going to move the Mustangs back.
Now, seeing the penalties on the far side of the field is hard for us.
Yeah, you can't really tell if they throw it or not.
It looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 14 here for the Mustangs. It's a long play, or long play for them. And looks like Corey Wright is back in the backfield to Salmon's right.
And
Salmon takes the snap, looking for a receiver, and there's no one there. He throws it to empty space. I think he was trying to hit Burston, but Burston was jammed up by the cornerbacks. Number 24, Jermaine Roberson, did a great job of jamming Burston, and he just couldn't. There was nobody there when Salmon threw it.
So we go to 3rd and 14. We need to connect on this play right here.
15 seconds left in the third quarter as Salmon throws it. Then it was just thrown behind Kevin Jones, who tries to get to it, but he made his cut just a split second
And
after
out goes
Salmon
Matt
threw
Millington for the punt.
And 9.7 seconds left in the third quarter. 4th and 14, so the punting unit's going to come out. See Millington for the second time tonight is a punter. And looking for a good punt, punts are crucial. Got to put them back in their own territory.
You need to get this one deep.
Punts off, and it's
Almost
just
blocked.
off. Almost blocked, and it's going to go out at the 26-yard line. So
that was a good
punt.
punt.
It was a great punt
Good
by
punt.
Millington. So it's going to be deep. It's going to be a not great field position for the Imps, but they've shown that it hasn't been a problem for them. They've been able to move the ball fairly well, and it's their running game has shown no signs of letting up, especially when they hand it off to DeAndre Henry. He's a force to be reckoned with. And first and 10, only a second and a half left in this third quarter, so we're about to wrap it up here at Mustang Stadium. Middle Creek is down 24-28, and Cary's looking to maintain their lead as they hand it off up the middle to DeAndre Henry.
Looks like he crawled for some extra yards there.
Couple yards on the play, and the third quarter is going to wind to a close, and we're entering our 4th and final quarter of play as we're going to take a break here before we come back, and you're listening to the Sports Block. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for the fourth and final quarter of play here. Cary leading the Mustangs 28-24. Cary has the ball on their own 30-yard line, and it is 2nd and 7 after the short run by DeAndre Henry. And with their potent running attack, they're going to be able to knock off a lot of time from the clock. So it's going to be crucial stopping them and
that's
turn
what
it
the Cary
over.
coach wants to happen. He wants time knocked off of this clock so that we don't have the chance of scoring again, and this way, it goes into a 4-way tie for this conference championship.
And it looks like Cary's trying to change the play, getting the new play from the sideline.
The time clock hasn't even started ticking yet, so.
And the referee's whistle is blown, so now the play clock starts. Single back set. Hand off on the outside. Henry takes to the outside, breaks the outside, tripped up, but not before he gets the first down.
Yep.
Tackled by Jackson Ryder and Darius Wilkins there. Brian Brodney tripped him up, and but that allowed Jackson and Darius to get there and tackle him, but
definitely slowed him down a lot.
got to wrap him up.
Yep. Last quarter, I know he had 11 attempts to rush and he had 65 yards, so they got to do a better job of stopping him on the defensive side.
Talking about,
Definitely.
DeAndre Henry.
DeAndre Henry,
Yeah.
yes, number 32.
He's crazy. I know he's definitely being a problem for the Mustangs right now.
And it looks like Payne is in as we speak, and Henry's
Taking a rest, and it's gonna be a pass play action pass, deep
Wide
ball,
open.
wide open. Receiver, oh my! Is that a fumble? It's a fumble picked up by Jackson. No, it's an incomplete pass. And that was a wide open Chuboy Omedi, and that was a catch he should have made. He was wide open, had the defense beat by 10 yards at least, and he that would have been a touchdown.
And you haven't seen much passes to Chuboy. He only, he does lead the team with receptions and yards. He has 217 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 43 yards a game, but you really haven't heard much of him tonight.
The Middle Creek defense has done a good job
Yes.
at limiting him and keeping him out. And I think that was a good wake-up call for the defense.
Yeah.
That play-action pass, they almost beat him deep, and I think that's a good wake-up call. They got to watch that I formation. Sherrod Cooper's in the backfield, takes it up the middle, and he breaks a tackle, and Daquan Stewart comes up, knocks into him, and he gets a couple yards after he's hit, and it's going to be 3rd and about 3.
And that last play, that quarterback threw the ball right on the money, too.
Yeah.
He did.
There was perfect pass by the
It was
quarterback.
good play action, too, by DeAndre Henry, and it looks like Henry's coming back in the game now.
He is, and it's a crucial time. They need him on the 3rd down. And it's going to be a timeout by Cary, looks like, so they can get their thoughts gathered. And we're also going to take a timeout. 10 minutes and 54 seconds left in the 4th quarter. We'll be right back. And we're back. 10:54 left in the final quarter of play. Cary's still up 28-24. They have the ball 3rd and short here. 2 yards to go for the first down. And, they brought in Henry. He's crucial for those 3rd down situations, being the explosive player that he is. They
Yep.
can incorporate him so many ways into this offense. And I would look for an I formation, maybe pound it up the middle.
Or run to the outside like they've done all game.
Run
It
to the
seems
outside.
And it looks
that
like
seems
he's
been
lining up
successful.
as a wide receiver. It could be a end around.
We've seen that a couple times. Either fake end around or he's coming in motion. Up the middle to Sherrod Cooper.
And he's got the first down.
He definitely has
Yeah.
the first down.
And they just faked they put Henry in motion, and that's confusing enough just to put him in motion because
Yeah.
you don't know what they're going to do with him.
You have no idea.
And then they just busted up the middle with Sherrod Cooper, who I think next to Henry's been the second most productive back on this Cary offense tonight.
Yep, and Cooper is third on the team with yards on the season, so tonight he's really shown up to play.
Single back set, handoff to Henry, who goes to the outside. Great blocking, but he's stopped after a couple yards. Great job by the Middle Creek defense, not letting him get too far. Looked like Daquan Stewart, yet again, he's been a driving force on this Middle Creek defense. He's a safety, but he's been in on a lot of these run plays, and he's been defending the run more than he has the pass tonight. It's great to see that.
Yeah.
He's a great athlete, and he's essential to this defense.
As long as he's up at that front line stopping him, that should be the only thing that matters.
And I formation. Sherrod Cooper still the deep back. Handoff to him up the middle. And again, a big gain. Going to be about 9 yards up the middle by Sherrod Cooper, who's having a lot of success on this drive, running the ball.
All the Cary running backs are just having a lot of success
Yeah,
this game.
all three of them that have
running
been
the
put
ball.
in.
It doesn't seem like Middle Creek can stop them at all.
Connor Chase goes over to the sideline to get the play. 9:42 left to play in the game, and Cary's driving, eating up a lot of play clock. They've had the ball, and again, we talked about that. They've been able to eat up a lot of clock,
which is helping them out majorly.
Single back set, handoff to Sherrod Cooper. He's going to take it to the outside, chased down by Marquise Ward, who can't catch him. He's going to break a big gain. Tripped up by Daquan Stewart, but not after getting the first down and then some. He's those runs off the edge. That's just outstanding blocking by the Cary offensive line and receivers, and great. That's just been crucial. You can't have a good running game without good blocking. As Justin Weinberg comes into the game to spell Marquise Ward, who's been a big part of the Middle Creek defense tonight. He's been in a lot of plays. Handoff up the middle to Payne this time, who's going to get a few yards. He's been wrestled to the ground. He's the other contributor. He hasn't had much success in the second half, but so there he got some daylight and punched it up the middle for a good gain.
And I'm looking for the defense of Middle Creek to stop this explosive Cary run game.
This is a crucial stop for the defense right here.
Handoff up the middle and going nowhere. It's second and 3, and Payne is not going anywhere on that run. So it's going to be 3rd and short. So this is a crucial stop, like you said. Even if they can just limit Cary to a field goal right here,
that'd be good for them because then they can.
That's what they need to do. That's the best they can ask for.
They could tie this game up with a touchdown and an extra point.
And you could really hear those Creek Crazies going wild over here.
They're the 12th man on this team. They really get into it and they make a difference when they're loud, and they can really throw off the cadence of the other team's offense. And they just an essential part to this Middle Creek team.
Most definitely.
Single back set. Henry's in the backfield. RJ Banks goes in motion and pitch to Henry, who goes to the edge and gets the first down, and he's going to be stopped.
There is a flag.
There's a flag. So I think that's the first pitch we've seen, because a lot of them have just been straight handoffs, like up the gut or stretches to the outside. But I think that's the first pitch we've seen tonight by Cary, and the penalty is on Cary, so they're going to be pushed back.
Was that holding?
I think it was offsides or.
It was something on Cary. We missed that, but it's going to push them back, so it's going to be 3rd and long, I believe.
And as you're sitting here looking at the sidelines, Byron the Hart, big
contributor.
Big contributor, yes, to this defense. Sitting out, watching the game, you could see it in his face that he wants to be there, doing what he's supposed to be doing, and he can't because of a broken finger.
And it's 3rd and 6 for Cary, lining up in the I set. DeAndre Henry, the deep back, and looking to pass. And it's tipped, and it's interception! Brian Brodney with the interception off the tip pass. And he's dancing around, and he's tackled. That is the momentum swing.
That is a key play for the Middle Creek defense right there.
That was the tip pass. Connor chased through it. I don't know who the intended receiver was, but it was tipped.
And he's thanking God that he has those gloves on. Make
And,
sure he had a hold on that ball.
Brian Brodney did a great job to get under the ball and intercept it, and that's the break that Middle Creek needed. And one of the Cary players is down with a cramp, so we're going to take an injury timeout. We'll be back in a moment. And after the injury timeout, we're back, and it is Middle Creek ball after the interception by Brian Brodney. It was a great play.
Yes, that was amazing.
I believe that is the first interception for either quarterback in this game.
And pass to John Moore, who is wide open, and he catches it at the 30-yard line. Great play by Middle Creek. 7:24 left in the game.
And we have said that how John Moore, he needs to just shake everything off, and it looks like on that pass he has.
And he just having a short memory and forgetting about those drop balls that he had earlier, and he was incredible pass, and that's going to set Middle Creek up with a fresh set of downs at the 30-yard line.
That's definitely
hand off to Lopez around the outside, cuts inside, and he's gonna, and he cuts back to the outside and gets a good 9-yard gain on the run. So there we see Lopez getting some action, and a great gain by him.
And Lopez is an explosive running back. He's got that power. The power, he knocks over anybody in his way, stiff arm, the speed on top of everything.
And hand off to Lopez, who goes up the middle and gets the first down. And he's going to take it out to the 44-yard line. Excellent run by Lopez to pick up the first down and keep the chains moving. This is what Middle Creek needed, because with a touchdown here, if they can run down the clock and score, they will have the lead and give Cary the ball back with a limited amount of time. If they have some good ball control, that's necessary. And they hand it off up the middle to Devon Johnson, who spins and can't evade the Cary defense.
He just held that guy up on his back.
Yeah,
that shows how powerful of a running back he is.
He was swallowed up there and doesn't get much on the play. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Mustangs. 6:26 left to go in the game. Mustangs are driving, looking to score here and regain the lead.
And that is needed. We need the lead back so we can take control of this game.
Salmon gets the snap and hands it off to Johnson, who goes up the middle, cuts back, and is just trying to find some daylight, but there isn't any. And I think he's going to lose yards or get no gain on the play. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs, and they got to convert here, looking to throw here most likely.
I like to see one of those slants to Kevin Jones again. That'd be
no doubt.
That'd be a.
You might even see a little bit of a bursting.
Yeah, any of the forward wide receivers from Middle Creek they're all explosive and great players. Salmon gets the snap, looking to throw. Pass to John Moore, caught, and he is down to the 35-yard line. Cary's 35-yard line, and down into Imp territory here. And that was that second pass, second
in a row.
Yeah, that John has caught, and John Moore is doing an outstanding job on this drive, catching 2 crucial passes to keep the chains moving. Salmon gets the pass, or gets the snap, hands off to Lopez, who goes to the outside, cuts back, and he's going to power his way to the first down marker.
And he's only a few inches taller than me, so he's about 5'5", 5'6", and he's just a powerful running back to be that tall.
He definitely is.
He reminds me of Darren Sproles.
And Rayshawn King is going to come into the backfield for the first time tonight. Handoff to him. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to cut back. He's got an opening, and he's going to take it down to the 10-yard line. And that's Rayshawn King with his first carry of the night. And he's going to get a great carry down to the 10-yard line, setting up first and goal.
That was an explosive play right there.
We have a final score in Garner 61-6. They beat East Wake 61-6.
And that's just showing Garner's dominance right now. Quick pass to John Moore. He's got an opening, and he's bumped out of the 1-yard line. Looked like he was going to score, but Cary did a good job containing him and bumping him out of the 1.
And John Moore has only have 1 touchdown on the season.
Yeah, he's more of a – they use him a lot in the middle part of the field and a lot of the longer passes. But when they get down in the red zone, Burston is Salmon's favorite target.
Yep.
And Salmon's lining up under center for the first time tonight. Handoff to Lopez up the middle, and he's going to get the touchdown. Nayland Lopez with the touchdown up the middle. Outstanding play and an incredible drive by the Mustangs.
Incredible.
They're going to take the lead 30-28 here. Yeah. And Huey's extra point is going to be crucial because it's going to determine whether Cary can win it or tie it with a field goal. And with 4.5 minutes to go here in the game, it may have to come down to that.
And it seems like, John Moore is just shaking off that first half and just, put himself in the mindset of getting back in that second half mode.
And that's what was needed to be done.
And kick is up, and it's good. So Middle Creek is going to go up 31-28. And they're going to regain the lead. There's been a lot of lead changes. It's been a very close game.
This game is back and forth.
It has been a back and forth battle. But it's been such an exciting game to watch. Especially that drive right there. There weren't many mistakes.
Not a lot of mistakes.
None at all.
And I didn't see any. I don't think there were any penalties. Maybe one or two.
There was maybe one. I want to see
what.
For
the most part, it was free of mental errors. And that's what Middle Creek needed to do, especially this late in the game. They got to have no errors, and 4:36 left in the game. Middle Creek's got the lead, but, you can't count Cary out. We've seen their offense drive down the field so many times tonight, and all they need is a field goal to tie it up.
Yeah, and just the running game alone, the defense needs to stop this running game, and that's the only way they will win this game.
No doubt, as Matt Millington is going to come out for the kickoff duties once again. And we saw the last kickoff, Caleb Glass had a great return for the Imps, so we'll see if he can do that again. And the kick is deep, and it's going to be received by number 10, Caleb Glass, once again. And he's a fast, and he's going to take it.
Come on,
and Millington's the last man to beat. And he is taken down by Rayshawn King.
And he loses his helmet.
But that was a touchdown-saving tackle by Ray right there, But, man, Caleb Glass, he burns us for
he is a very good kick returner.
A kickoff for a touchdown, and now taking it all the way down to the Middle Creek 31-yard line. I mean, he's a fast guy.
He's very fast.
He's comparable to Kevin Jones in the respect that he's just a really fast player, and he's an important asset to this Cary team, especially on special teams. He's made the difference right here.
Yeah, that was a nerve-wracking play right there.
I want to see how the Middle Creek defense responds and see if they can get a good stop right here.
Single back set, handoff to Henry, trying to bounce to the outside, but he is gobbled up by the Middle Creek defense.
Just like that.
Dejan Montague and Cameron White coming up for the stop with 4:14 left to play in this game, and if we can see that kind of play of the Middle Creek defense for the remainder of the game,
they're in good
shape.
They're
going to be set.
And, Rayshawn King making that stop was crucial. I mean, Matt Millington really set that up by slowing him down for Ray to come back.
That was a deep kick by Millington, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
really deep.
And Glass just exploded out of there. And it looks like there's some of the Middle Creek players are conferring with the ref. And now we're back to ready to play. Single back set, Henry's in the backfield once again. R.J. Banks in motion, and it's going to be a pitch to Henry, trying to go to the outside, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. And R.J. Banks leveled a Middle Creek defender. You know, I mean, it was a great block by
I told
Banks.
you he's a big body.
He's a big guy.
And once again, the blocking by the Cary receivers again shows to be very effective for the running game.
No doubt. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 to go.
I'm really, I'm wondering what's going to be happening. Are they going to pass it and try to get in the end zone, or are they going to stick to the run game?
I think they
run
should
down
go for the
clock?
run game.
It's crucial right now, no doubt. And single back set, Henry here. Henry in the backfield, hand off to Henry up the middle, but he's going to be stopped. He's stopped short of the 1st down. And
now, what do you think the Cary coach is going to do? Is he going to go for it? He's going to go for the field. Oh, and he looks like he's going for it.
He's going
I
for it.
would go for it. I mean, it's 4th and short. You've got a guy like Henry. You've got the blocking and stuff. You know, I would go for it, which is what he's doing. 4th and 5. This is the biggest play of the game right now, or most crucial point of the game right now for Cary. I formation. Henry's the deep back, and it's gonna be a pass play, looking for pass, and it's tipped, and it's caught by. And it is
They didn't get it.
But is that short?
I
We'll have
it's
to see if
close.
that's short.
That's not a receiver.
Ryan Beeler, the offensive lineman, coming up to make the reception. It's going to be a 1st down. It's a 1st down for the Cary Imps.
Now, can a lineman catch a pass?
I think
If it's
because it was
tipped,
tipped.
if he can't line up as a receiver, but if it was tipped, I think he can. And 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go left in this game. Cary's driving right now, fresh set of downs. Henry to the outside, chased down by Jimmy Boyd, and he gets double teamed. But it's probably going to be a face mask, I would think.
That was Dejan Montague on the tackle.
I think it may have been a face mask on Dejan.
It could have been holding, though.
Or holding. But we'll have to see.
That was just such a heads-up play by that offensive lineman to just dive out for the tip ball like that. You know, it's the kind of hustle you like to see from players.
That's a game changer.
And you saw Jimmy Boyd on that play showing
Drag him
hustle.
from behind.
Yeah, he chased him down. And the referees are conferring, trying to figure out what the penalty is and who it's on.
All right, there's a lot of confusion down there at the field.
And there's no flag on the play. 2nd down and at 9 for the Imps.
It does bring them into field goal range, so if that time comes, they can kick the field goal.
Their kicker is a very good.
He's got a strong leg.
I mean, he
very
missed,
strong leg.
He missed that one, but that was a long one.
That
I think
was very long.
Most high school kickers would miss.
It was like
a
a
kick from
40.
that
It was
length.
like a 40-yard field goal.
Yeah, but I think I agree with you, Anthony. I think now they're in field goal range. I formation, deep back is I think Sherrod Cooper is going to take it up the middle,
and
he
he's
is going nowhere.
This Middle Creek defense is really stepping up. The Creek
They're-
Crazies being loud is really helping the momentum and the hype of the game.
2:21 left to go in the game, and it's 3rd down and 7 to go here. And again, another crucial point for this Middle Creek defense. Crowd is getting loud. Everybody's getting into it. It's an important play right here. I formation, fake handoff, play action pass out to R.J. Banks, who's going to get it. Fumble, and it's recovered. It's recovered by Middle Creek. It's Middle Creek ball. 1:50 left to go, and Middle Creek recovers the fumble.
Who had the hit on that play?
I don't know, but it was a big one. I mean, R.J.
You
Banks.
seen RJ up in the air.
You know, R.J.
He did a flip, and that was
Middle
Creek
Creek
ball. Under 2 minutes to go here. Just all they have to do is hand it off a couple times, and they have the win.
They just need to run the clock down.
And they have the talent to do that, man. You know, we talked about R.J. Banks being a big guy, and to put that big of a hit on him, I mean, that's impressive.
I think that was number 47, Marquise Ward.
That wouldn't surprise me, man. He's
it-
been all
that's what
over
it
the
looked
field
like.
tonight.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was anybody.
You know, him and Daquan Stewart, in my mind, have been the two of the most important players on the Middle Creek defense
Oh yeah, they're
tonight.
outstanding.
That was the kind of stop that they needed.
And we're going to take an injury timeout. And minute 50 left in the game. We'll be right back. And we're back after it's Cameron White is the injured player down on the field. He's limping off the field slowly but surely, and we just hope he's all right. And it's Middle Creek ball after the fumble. An incredible play by the Mustangs, and everybody standing up and cheering.
And
as
I have
Cameron comes off.
received clarification that it was Daquan Stewart on the tackle that forced the fumble.
And again, him and Marquise Ward have been outstanding tonight. They've both been all over the field, and in my mind, they've been the most valuable players on defense tonight for the Mustangs.
They really showed up.
Most definitely.
And Middle Creek, this is no gimme that minute 50, and they're pinned deep in their own territory. So they got to get out. Their backs are to the end zone right now, so they got to get out of the end zone before they can really celebrate. Hand off to I didn't see who the running back is on the play.
I think it's Devon.
I think it was Devon, and he doesn't get much on the play.
It was Devon.
Yeah, it was Devon.
It was Devon. All right. So minute 43 now, and 2nd and 9. There's gonna be a timeout, I believe, by Cary. So minute 43.
And Cary has one more timeout, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they have one more timeout left in this game.
So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back in a moment. We're back. A minute and 43 left in this game. Middle Creek leading 31-28 in the shadow of their own end zone. However, 2nd and 9, and Middle Creek's got to run out the clock, but that's not a given right now. I mean, Cary's defense has been excellent.
They need to get out of our own red zone.
And Devon Johnson's going to take it out to the edge, cut inside, and he's going to get a couple more yards. And this close to our end zone, I don't know if we've gotten a little more breathing room, so I don't know if we're going to see a pass now on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 5, and there's another timeout by Cary as they try and conserve as much clock as they can.
They've used their last timeout.
So a minute 35 to go here. Middle Creek leading 3rd and 5 right now. They've got to convert here. You can't. I don't think you just can't give it back to Cary right now because you punt it off, you're giving it back to them probably around midfield. That's without any return.
Yeah.
So,
and
that's a short field for them.
You need to run the clock down. That's your best bet. Get the pass, get the first down, run the clock down.
I think maybe a play action pass or something on 3rd and short. Or maybe just a run. Maybe we've got an outstanding running back. So it'll be interesting. Or a screen pass or any number of plays I think they can run right here. They got a lot of options.
As long as they get the first down. That's all that really matters.
No, for sure.
If they get the first down, Cary can't stop the clock anymore, and they can't, as long as they don't go run out of bounds, they should run the rest of the clock out.
So this is a crucial play right now for Middle Creek. Two back, that's Corey Wright and Devon Johnson in the backfield. And Salmon's waiting for the snap. Last time we saw both the and there's a penalty, false start on the play. And that's disappointing for Middle Creek. I didn't see it, but there was a false start in minute 35. That's going to push.
10.
That's huge right now.
That's a big penalty.
It really is. The last time we saw two backs in the backfield, we saw Middle Creek run the option, and they executed it to perfection. So I wonder if they'll do that here.
Who knows? All you got to do is get Nayland Lopez on the outside, and it's a gimme first down.
Nayland, I don't think Nayland's in the game right now, but
it's
Corey Wright and Devon Johnson are the backs.
So even just getting one of them and
both of those
open.
they're great running backs. Clay Clock, and it's handoff to Corey Wright up the middle, and he gets 1 yard. So that's going to be nothing doing. So the punt team is going to have to come out, and they're going to give the ball back to Cary with a minute and 20 left, but the clock is still ticking. So Middle Creek is going to waste as much time as they can right now. Play clock is at 20. and the clock is still rolling. It's at 1:05 right now, and Middle Creek's going to bring out their punting unit. I think they're going to let the clock run down as much as they can and then call a timeout. Yeah, Crocker's waiting for it to run down. And they call it, Middle Creek indeed does call a timeout with 50 and a half seconds to go in this game. Middle Creek leading 31-28, an extremely close game right now.
All they need is a deep punt to get them to stop, and then just need to. I honestly don't think that Cary will resort to running when it's slowed down like this. They need to. They need to pass.
They have to pass, and their passing game is good enough to score here, but Middle Creek's defense has been tenacious in this second half, so I think it's gonna be a hard task for Cary to score right now. And I think Matt Millington is up to the challenge of pinning them deep, and the rest of the game is going to hinge on how deep he can them.
Yeah.
Because you've got under a minute left to go,
and he's got a boot for a leg, so.
And just having to drive half the field is a tough task, especially when you're a team like Cary who doesn't throw the ball that often. I mean, their passing game is not bad by any means. It's just not their offense isn't built to drive large chunks of yards in a short amount of time. Even though they've done it a couple of times in this game, so we'll just have to see how they fare as Middle Creek, both teams come back out. And Matt Millington is going to be punting from the back of his own end zone, which is never
dangerous.
It's always a dangerous thing. And Cary's going to bring everybody on the line looking to block this punt. And number 10, Caleb Glass, is deep for Cary to return this punt. The dangerous return man for Cary. And Cary's coming, and Matt barely gets the punt off. And it's going to be downed at the 29-yard line. So not the punt that they were looking for, but Cary just got in there in a hurry, and that made my heart stop for a second, because if a blocked punt would have been just demoralizing for the Middle Creek team. So Cary's going to get the ball back on the Middle Creek 29-yard line with 41 seconds to go. Cary's down by 3, so
they just need to get it within field goal range.
All they have to do is just run it a few times and get within field goal range. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but Chase is lining up in the shotgun. Henry to his left. They're going to pass it. And pass is complete. And that's to number 5, Elijah Bryant. And Cary's trying to hurry up. They
Why is the clock
got to go quickly because the chains are being moved, so the clock stops. 34 seconds to go. Cary is running a single back formation. Henry's the lone back, and they're going to spike it and stop the clock with 30.7 seconds left to go here. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Cary, and this is nerve-wracking right now because they're knocking on the door of the Mustangs.
And we do have a final score to report. We have East Chapel Hill beating Riverside 35-28. So
that's a good game right there.
Yeah, it's a good game.
East Chapel Hill's got Drew Davis. He's the area's leading, best quarterback in the area. He's broken a lot of records in the state. And Cary's going to line up in the shotgun. Connor Chase. And Elijah Bryant goes in motion to the left, looking to pass. Quick pass to the end zone. And it's well defended by, I think that was Barrica White. It was Barrica White, number 6, the cornerback for Middle Creek. 26.2 seconds to go here in 3rd and 10, four down territory down here.
We need to get into a zone defense.
This is the crucial defensive stop of the game right here. I mean, if you can stop him here and hold him to a field goal, you still have a little bit of time left to try to drive up the field a little bit and, hopefully a Hail Mary maybe.
If they tie it up here, Crocker would play conservative and just run it into overtime, because Middle Creek's shown that we can win games in overtime. Yep. Chase is going to come out in the shotgun. Henry to his right. 2 receivers out to the left, looking to pass. 3rd and 10, looking, and it is intercepted! It's intercepted! Cameron White gets the interception on the tip.
And he's going!
He's still going! He's past midfield and he's still going. And there's a flag on the play. Oh my gosh, tipped. And you know who tipped that pass? Daquan Stewart.
He is all over the field.
Defensive MVP.
Interception by Cameron White. Oh my, that was incredible. 10.6 seconds left in the game. Flag on the play, and I would guess maybe a block in the back or a holding or something on Middle Creek, but just an outstanding performance tonight by the Middle Creek defense.
Something happened because Crocker's down there yelling at a player right now.
Where's Crocker? Oh, I see. Never mind. And Middle Creek's offense. Middle Creek's offense is going to come out on the field. Referee hasn't indicated what the flag is for yet. 10.6 seconds left in the game.
That was a huge interception by Cameron White. That was
That was awesome.
that was what the Middle Creek defense needed right there. Just a huge
that
stop.
Definitely was.
That, again, Daquan Stewart all over the field, just being in on every play. And that was a heads-up play by Cameron to just get under the ball, and he took it like past midfield. I mean, he did an excellent job returning it and not settling to just fall on it.
Yeah.
Well, what's this penalty? There still has been no call.
Illegal block by Middle Creek, but all that's gonna do is
Just back them up.
make it a long first down for them, first and long for them. So all Middle Creek has to do is kneel, and 10 and a half seconds left in the game, and they're gonna back way up.
And that was the defensive play that they all needed right there. That was the game.
Yeah, and that was amazing. That saved a lot of people from having a heart attack right there.
I mean, that everybody went nuts. I mean, that was just an incredible play by the Mustangs, and then they're going way back
Into our red zone.
Yeah, so it's gonna negate that great return by Cameron White, but nonetheless, all David Salmon has to do is kneel it, and the Middle Creek Mustangs have another W. And he kneels, and its clock is running out. 5, 2, 1, and that is game, folks. Middle Creek has pulled out the win, 31-28 over a very tough Cary squad, and that was an incredible football game, and nothing short of what we expected here. And again, Daquan Stewart, just an outstanding job on defense, being all over the field, making tackles, blocking passes, and getting the tip on the interception.
It was just an all-around great game. And, Middle Creek really showed up to play.
And we're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back for some post-game statistics and wrap-up. You're watching the Sports Block. And welcome back after the Mustang victory, 31-28 over Cary. And this win over Cary puts the Mustangs at 3-0 in the Tri-9, which puts us as the undisputed first place, undisputed leader in the Tri-9 at first place. And we face off against Panther Creek next week, who they lost to Fuquay, this past Friday. And very tough Panthers Creek squad. They lost their senior quarterback Cameron Bryant, who graduated and went on to play at App State this year, so they're without him this year. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare next week, or actually this Friday. We have two football games in a week.
Yeah,
Two football games in a week.
That'll be an interesting week for the Mustangs. Definitely it'll take a lot of preparation in a short amount of time.
Yeah, it will. But coming off a win like this, it really puts your team in the zone.
and we're at Panther Creek, so home field advantage. You never know what can happen.
You never is. Crazy things happen.
Do we have some post-game stats?
I know Middle Creek had 15 first downs the entire game. That's just outstanding. They had They attempted 27 rushes. They only got 76 yards. I mean, they had 247 passing yards. So that's incredible. I know David Salmon threw 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, which you love to see from a quarterback.
Definitely.
Yeah, David has been perfect in the sense that he hasn't had any interception. He didn't throw any interceptions against Lee County, and he hasn't thrown any against Cary. Cary being an outstanding defense. Coming in this game was only allowing 6.5 points per game. So, coming in and, scoring this many on such a tough defense. And I know it's a great feeling for David, not throwing any picks. I know he loves that. And, great running game, supplementing that passing game. And just a great all-around performance on both sides of the ball by Middle Creek.
Yep, and Cary, they had 22 first downs, 48 rushes for 208 yards. Their quarterback threw 1 interception, and he passed for 161 yards, and they also lost a fumble. So
an incredible game right here. Middle Creek pulled it out. I'm Matt Kimball, and for Anthony Reichman and PJ Bellantoni, we thank you for listening, and we'll come at you in 2 weeks. You've been listening to Sports Block. We'll be back next time.